start the show.
Bloody rip-off, mate.
Shush! In a world on the edge of reality, where dimensions collide and eldritch horrors make down payments on beachfront property, where the rules of space and time are merely scrawled on bathroom walls by scientists looking for some nookie, on a cliff over an unending crevasse filled with colors never before seen by the human eye, sits the post-apocalyptic metal treehouse. Come on in. Welcome to Post-Apocalyptic Metal Treehouse. I'm your host, King Leopold Bucket IV, the bucket-wearing king with the bucket-shaped bling. And there's no way I'm taking it off of my head. Certainly not at the moment with all you greasy people with horrible viruses. As you know, we're in lockdown here, so we have to rely on canned laughter. Indeed, I have an entire canned audience. No need to ask where I got it, or where I got this fancy new doctor's name tag.
That's an awful lot of cans you got there, mate.
I bought the lot.
You evil bastard. Don't you know there are other comedians all around the country who need canned audience reactions too?
Damn those other comedians. Damn them down to their nose hairs. These are mine, all mine. I suppose you want me to give back the 4 lorries of toilet paper I bought too.
That's low, that is. Hoarding essential supplies.
I'm not hoarding. I bought these cans for a serious condition I have.
What's that then?
I'm poor and I want money.
Price gouging, is it?
No. At this level I prefer to call it price excavation.
How much did they cost then?
2 bob a tin.
I'll give you £5.
£20.
I'll do you £3 and a bog roll.
Sold. With all the cans of beans I've been eating, I ran out.
Oh, thanks. I'll bring that back to my son. He's a budding ventriloquist. Get fucked! Hey, this isn't a canned laughter, it's a heckle.
As a ventriloquist, it's what he deserves.
I want my money back.
No returns, Barry. Now fuck off and be quiet, you mangy old priest. We're about to start the show.
Bloody rip-off, mate.
Shush! Now, without further ado, let's switch on the scrying orb, sacrifice a goat to the mighty Dagon, tear open a rift to a different dimension and start the show. Robbie, first victim, please. No, I think he really has his job.
Hey lady, hand over your cash, or you're dead.
Oh no, please, I need it for my medication.
I said hand it over.
But I need it to buy canistons.
Yeah? Well, it's a bullet in the head or an itchy grumbler. Which would you prefer?
Oh God. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, that's it. Hand it over. Hand over the cash. Hand it all over. That's right. Hand it all over.
Hold it right there, criminal scumbag.
And who the hell are you, buddy?
Who am I? I'm Chronotiz of Physicality. I'm the world's first superhero / pole dancer, and I have the combined powers of quantum mechanics and pole dancing. Time for you to meet your match. Take that.
Please, stop it. Oh God,
Oh, yeah.
why are you spinning so quickly?
I spin around.
Please, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
In there.
He's so
I spin
versatile
around.
and so
Oh, yeah.
strong.
That's enough out of you, human trash. Next time, don't commit a crime next to a lamppost.
Oh my, you saved my life. Me and my itchy grumbler, thank you. Quantitative physical boy?
God damn it, woman, it's Chronotiz of Physicality. Can't remember my name after I defend you in the name of justice? I mean, damn. Look, if you have any pole dancing needs, here's my card. Times are tough at the moment, so I appreciate any business, or even if just recommend me to a friend. I have to do stripping during the day so I can fight crime at night. Don't get a lot of bookings. So yeah, any little helps.
Is pole dancing really a superpower?
I wish I didn't even save your ass now, dumbass bitch. Quantities of Physicality away.
How rude.
Hey, Carl Wright from Dutchford High.
Holy shit, John. It's been a while. How have you been?
Pretty good, actually. Became an atheist.
Really?
Yeah, it's so freeing. You know, anything I want to do, I can just do.
Wow, that sure does sound good.
Yeah, check this out. Excuse me, Mom.
Yes, young man? Oh, what a lovely night.
Wow, you really just stabbed her. I'm pretty sure she's dead.
I know, right? And no repercussions, because, you know, I don't believe in God.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, watch this.
Can I try?
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Then no.
Oh, that sucks.
Not as much as this will.
Oh, shit, you shot me. Jesus.
How cool is that?
Yeah, man, really cool.
You know what the best part is?
No, what?
This is a murder-suicide, because life has no meaning.
Oh, yes, brilliant. Brilliant.
Goodbye, Carl.
See you around, John.
Nope. God damn, being an atheist is cool. Well, goodbye random and therefore morally ambiguous world. Do you mind not shooting yourself in the street, sir? It is a highly illegal act, and you have already murdered 2 people and detonated my sniffer dog. Care to explain yourself? Oh, don't worry about it, officer. I'm an atheist, so no repercussions. Oh, I see, sir. Well, if there is no God, then you cannot be held responsible for your actions. You'd best be on your way then. Thanks, officer. See you around. Now, what to mark this down as? Act of God. That'll fuck 'em up.
The building is on fire and the fire truck is stuck on 8th Avenue.
Yeah, but we can't go in there without protective equipment. We're just a couple cops.
Good thing I'm not then.
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Quantitizel Physicality. I'm the world's first superhero / pole dancer / male stripper. I have the powers of quantum mechanics, pole dancing, and getting buck-ass naked for your pleasure. Here's my card.
Jeez. Thanks.
No problem, officer. Quantitizel Physicality away.
Help me, please! Someone help me!
No need to fear, sir. I have arrived.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna die. Hey, man, why are you naked?
No time to explain. Just hold my hand.
Nah, fuck that. I have got time. Why are you naked in a fire?
You're about to burn alive. Just grab my hand.
But why are you naked right now?
'Cause my super suit is made of polyester, okay?
Polyester? What kind of cheap-ass superhero are you?
Hey, man, screw you. I'm Quantitizel Physicality. I'm the world's first superhero / pole dancer / male stripper, and I deserve your respect.
So what, you want me to slip a 50 into your butt cheeks or something?
I mean, anything you can spare is helpful. Times are tough at the moment.
Seriously?
Look, just take my hand.
No, man, put some damn clothes on first.
Man, fuck you. Activate quantum tunneling. Quantitizel Physicality away.
Jeez, where the hell did you come from?
I tunneled through quantum realms, across dimensions to return safely here.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you save the guy?
What? Him? Nah, he was already dead when I got there.
Hey, no, I'm not. I'm still very much alive.
Ignore that. That's just a TV someone left on.
You sure about that?
Certain.
Oh, wow, there's a lot of fire here now.
Here's my card in case you have any pole dancing or male stripping needs.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, both pretty straight over here.
Quantitizel Physicality away.
I'm pretty sure that's not a TV. Alright there, detective, how's it going? Not so bad, constable, not so bad. Bit of sciatica, but nothing to be complaining about. What do we have here then? Well, this wee man told this wee man that his hell was too big for his head, and then this wee man told this wee man that his nose was too small for his eyes. What? This man's nose was too small for the other man's eyes to see? No, this wee man's eyes were too small in relation to the nose adjacent to said eyes on the same face.
I see. That one cleared up.
Well, to say that out this wee man would be an understatement, so then this wee man said to this wee man that this wee man's mam was an exuberant penis fan.
Good lord.
But also did it for the money.
Crikey.
Indeed so. But it turns out this wee man had a plan for this wee man and punched this wee man's wee man.
In the John Thomas, you mean?
No, sir, the son's name is Oliver Richardson.
His son?
Aye, sir, the wee man in question.
Oh, I see. The wee man's wee man. I thought you meant his wee man.
Not this time, sir, no.
I see.
So then the other wee man over here said to this wee man, "How dare you punch my wee man? Where's your son?" To which this wee man then said, "I don't have any." And then the other wee man said, "No matter, I'll punch them before they even come out." And then proceeded to punch him in his wee man.
His penis this time?
By which I mean his penis this time, aye. But from both statements, I understand that this is only because he believes that to be the current residence of this wee man's wee men.
This all got out of hand.
Got into hand a little bit too, sir. As far as I can tell, this wee man also gripped this wee man's wee man and tried to, and I quote, "rip it off and beat you with it."
Beat me with it?
No, sir. At the time he was referring to the other wee man's wee man that he would then be beating said wee man with.
How do you hit a penis with a person?
No, sir,
Never mind. I see my mistake now.
Of course, sir.
You just push them onto it, of course.
No, sir. He was going to beat him with the removed wee man. Which I mean, in this case, to be the penis, sir.
Yes, I suppose that might be easier.
Indeed, sir.
Well, send them all to the cells for a night to calm down.
And the wee man's wee man, sir? let the son go home. He's only a minor. No, sir. I mean the ripped-off cork lying on the floor.
Oh, I see. Bag of ice, I should imagine.
Hello and welcome to the outskirts of lovely and historic Strongstable for the final heats of the National Stoner Herding Championship, brought to you by Magic Chips. I'm your first host, Alex Bristlethwaite.
And I am your second, Luke Buttersocks. Buttersocks by name, Socks by nature.
Terribly funny. Anyway, enough of Luke's caustic wit. The second trial of the mixed doubles is about to begin. We have our first contestant here, a young, taut, sumptuous,
Alex.
warming up, stretching her legs,
Alex.
breathing heftily from those marvelous barricades,
Alex.
cracking her knuckles, etc.
Absolutely right, Alex. We have here young Alice McGee. She has raised her little dog Rex there to be suspicious of any activity that leaves smoke or vapor trails. A truly nosy dog.
So he does the guiding, and she just does the, Yes, well, we'll have to come back to that one.
The barking.
Yes, the barking!
Yes. Of course, we're all barking mad over here.
Oh my God! Somebody stop this man. He's caring to make someone laugh themselves to death.
Yes. And of course, now we have over here Alice's partner in the stoner herding, Roger Carnsby. A man of real intent. Look at him there, standing, holding a plastic ball in a throwing arm, just resting on his shoulder. A noble sight. Oh, and a wave to the fans there.
Roger,
That one goes on for a while. If we didn't change it then, ladies and gentlemen, all you would have been hearing for the rest of the evening was the rest of the post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse. Because once you heard the end of that sketch, there's no way you'd want to listen to anything else. You would actively hunt us down and kick our asses until we gave you more sketch. That's 100% what would happen, man. Yeah, so it's for our safety and yours that we're not showing you any more of post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse just for now. That can be found on your own time. Carl is out getting cigarettes. Oh, right, okay. How are you? What? That's the one? Stream starts. Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking hell, that was annoying then. Fucking Jesus, Jiminy Jerusalem. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Squishy Logic.
That's where we are.
That's
what's happening.
That is the time it is.
That is the time, ladies and gentlemen, that it is.
And I am everybody's favourite, your comedian babyface, KD Hinken. And
That's
I'm
right.
joined as always by my comedian and cohort, comedian spamming. I'm trying to see if it works. Algorithm works.
Yeah.
Saying it as well.
We've heard apparently
comedian.
Comedians, if you just use a word as many times as you can in your details or description, apparently it bumps you up more. So if you've just searched comedians and podcast and you've found us, it fucking worked, and you're in for a hell of a fucking show.
Well, yeah, but if you happen to find us by accident and you don't know what you're in store for, then you're in for a show, but a good one. Well, a good one, yes, an entertaining one nonetheless.
Yeah,
but prepare. It will take you time to get used to it.
Prepare thine buttocks.
Oh, I think that kind of show.
Oh.
Well, it can be.
Well,
It can be that kind of show. That's what.
That was my vibe.
We've got to hold something back for the Patreon.
All right, fine.
That can be it.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Yeah.
I imagine that's how most patrons must be at this point.
Or just an OnlyFans?
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, you've got to have both running, don't you? Because
I don't know.
there's the two different markets. There's the people who do want to see your cock and the people who don't.
Well, no, hold
And
on,
you
first of
may
all,
as well cover both markets.
I was thinking about respectable version of OnlyFans.
Oh, no.
Like,
No.
I'm talking about getting my feet out and putting them in, like, scantily clad costumes.
So you're going to do foot porn?
Well, why not? I got
I
good
don't
feet.
know.
I think anyone can do that as well.
How good are your feet, though?
Their feet?
Yeah, but that's
I
not...
haven't got diabetes.
That's not what it's about, though, is it? Like, people who want
Some
fucking...
people will be into that.
People who are into feet are into one of two types of feet, right? They're either
Diabetes.
into, like, the perfect feet,
Mm.
or they're into dirty feet. Now, which category are you in? You in perfect or dirty? Because if
Well,
you're in
I don't-
between, you ain't getting shit.
See, the problem is there, though. You say that as if there's one categoric explanation of what a dirty foot is.
Oh, that's true.
There's different versions. I mean,
Different people have different ideas of what's dirty. That's
exactly
true.
like.
Although a lot of people, a lot of people in the dirty category, for example, would watch someone squash a dog turd with their foot, and then watch someone else lick it off.
So that's not necessarily that the foot's dirty. It's the things that
It's the
feet
thing
are doing.
that people are doing with it.
Okay.
But also, it can be a grubby, dirty foot. It can be like a
That's part of it,
verruca-y, like
Oh, the verruca, that's it.
cheesy,
That's like a
fucking.
different level of it.
Yeah, that's a gross foot. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's that. That's the sort of category of one side, and then the other side, it's like angel feet. Like you know, Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Imagine her feet. Them.
I mean,
Because she's quite a tall lass as well. So there's a lot of foot for value.
that kind of takes it away a little bit.
Not if they're the good
Feet are
feet.
giant.
Not if they're the good feet.
No, 'cause feet can be cute.
I'm not
but
talking Uma
not
Thurman
giant.
feet. I'm not talking fucking dude feet, right, on a chick. I'm
Okay,
talking...
you seem to know a lot more about feet than I was expecting. Like,
It's not
I
even
haven't
my
got
vibe
examples.
either. I'm not even into it.
I don't want to find feet kind of cute, but I don't have all these examples of what different people's feet are like.
I've got a very analytical mind, man. I can just divide stuff up into the sections. I know how it is.
Men do that, but not normally into them sections. There's particular ones. Like for me, the dirty kind of foot, as far
Yeah.
as it went for me, was hair.
No,
Some hair on
no,
the toe.
you're not even imagining as
But
far
I like-
as you
I
can
like
go
a-
with
I like-
dirt foot.
I like a toe in a sock though, so
Yeah, I mean that's
That's
all right.
different.
Yeah,
the cute as long as they're not smelly socks.
Matilda's got like quite cute feet, as feet go. I'm not a huge fan of them, but they're all
So
right.
you can't say that about your own girl, because you should. You should find everything about your girl cute,
She's cute.
even the way they fart and poo
That
comes
is,
out,
to be fair, when she farts, it is cute.
and a little bit of poo comes out. It's always like a thing.
Every so often, I'll hear her fart,
often
and
do
she's
it.
like,
Oh.
"Oh, I let one go." I was like, "I know you did," and like that's just fucking funny.
Yeah, it is funny when they think that you don't notice.
Yeah, it's like I know when you're
every
farting.
time,
Yeah.
every time you've done it, it's like I've noticed.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what you're on about. I've known when you didn't even realise. You didn't notice that you farted, and
But I
did.
noticed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like there's a
They're the weird guys. I
What-
do know somebody that was turned
oh
on
who
by,
into farts. Yeah.
not so much farts, but I knew someone that was turned on by piss.
Oh, that's weird.
He used to get It was
See,
like a
I don't need
mutual-
the golden shower shit.
It was a mutual kind of couple that me and my partner with at the time were like always kind. It was like her good mate.
And
It was
and
always
she
around
was
each other.
into it, and he was into
And
it.
he was into it. She wasn't. But
She wasn't, but she did it for him.
every now and then,
That is lovely. That is.
every now and then when she's drunk,
Yeah.
she would agree to piss on him in the bath because she's drunk and she needs to piss. You know, it's always there, isn't it?
Yeah, you got plenty going. It's
You
not
know-
like you
you-
have to book a day out, is it? You know.
Your piss is normally quite clean as well when you're drinking.
Yeah, because you've been just drinking shitloads, so
exactly.
it's all like,
So it's just
yeah.
hydrating out like crazy.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna ever get pissed on by a drunk.
Wow, wow. A drunk, you know.
Drunk, you know.
Well, I
The
don't know,
drunk,
I don't
you
know.
know.
Is the drunk you know better than the drunk you don't?
No.
I don't know. It depends what kind of level.
Depends
of
on
drunk.
it depends on the drunk you know.
I mean, there was a,
If you know a fucking ruthless drunk, don't get pissed on by him.
there were some legit crazy drunks where I used to chill, like growing up, like I said before, about in the field and around the graveyard
Yeah.
and stuff.
Well, let's get the chat up before we forget,
Oh yeah.
in case we miss it like we did last time. There we go.
Hey, the chat is waiting.
There
for new
we
messages.
go. We can see your chat massages.
What?
Massages.
So we got feet and massages now. It's a whole different level on this podcast already.
Massage.
Yeah, the place we used to chill there anyway. There used to be these group of alcoholics around,
Yeah.
and the main one used to be Keith. because
That's a very alcoholic.
it's a very
name.
alcoholic name.
Yeah.
But he couldn't talk properly,
Yeah.
and I think he was missing legs.
I'd hope so. Like you
hope so.
he'd have to be a Keith and a drunk. Yeah, it makes perfect sense for his character profile.
For his legs to be missing.
Yeah, I mean, if he was a D&D character, I'd be like, yep, I'd buy this guy.
You know what? There's D&D like online things you can do to play D&D.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
I'll go play
yeah.
a game online and then try and stream it or something.
Do that, yeah. Go online and play on, see how it feels. Because like I know I enjoy a little bit of gaming of fucking Dungeons and Dragons or fucking.
I couldn't do none of that like 8-hour games like some people do.
No, yeah,
Like,
no.
I say that though.
I've
but,
got
like,
to be
chilling out
fair.
for the night smoking, it would be quite chill.
One of the guys at work,
Getting
well,
really
two of the
high.
guys at work run one of the biggest D&D podcasts in the UK.
Oh.
Um,
I mean,
called Roll-
How big can the Britain's biggest
they're called
D&D
Roll.
podcast be?
They're called Roll Britannia. Do you want me to show you the
Roll Britannia.
Roll Britannia? Yeah.
There's another one you might like called No Rolls Barred.
Let me have a look.
No Rolls
I mean,
Barred.
if you guys know of Roll
tabletop
Britannia, tell
games.
fucking.
You know what?
I'm saying to the guys. There we go. The viewers.
Don't talk to them.
So how many views have they got?
What were they called again?
Roll Britannia.
Roll Britannia.
Yeah.
The biggest one in Britain, you said.
Not the biggest, but one of the biggest.
One of the biggest. That's still one of the biggest.
They do adverts as well. They've got
Oh,
got sponsors and shit. So
Oh,
You
I
know.
should turn that.
they're doing all right. They're doing all right, and they're good lads as well. So if you do fancy a little bit of a listen to some D&D-age, remember Roll Britannia. Roll
Listen to
Britannia.
other people play D&D.
Yeah, well, it's a good way to sort of learn how it works. And also, if it's an
I just-
entertaining show like theirs is,
Yeah,
it's a really
yeah.
good way to be like, oh, okay, I get the vibe.
I
You know what I mean?
prefer to just jump straight in.
Yeah, no,
That's
definitely.
more my style.
Either way is perfectly valid.
Like the first time, you have sex, you
Can I
jump.
nick a,
Light.
yeah.
I don't know where all my lighters are gone, man.
No,
There's
I
one
don't
up
know.
there actually. I'm gonna grab that.
To be fair, mate, you know how it is. Like, lighters are a quantum entity. They don't actually exist in real space.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think there's a few things that are like that to be honest.
Yeah, there are. Socks, also like that. Underwear, also like that.
Like a constant, inconstant, a constant, unconstant.
Rizzlers are the opposite end of the spectrum, though, because Rizzlers seem to appear out of reality sometimes when you're not fucking expecting them to be there. You're like,
That's
fuck,
true.
man, I'm out of Rizzlers entirely, and you look around and like, what? There's like an entire pack here I
They
haven't
do
even
just-
touched.
They just materialise out of nowhere.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is very true.
I think there's probably some kind of gremlin that we haven't identified yet, or goblin, or fairy.
I say you gotta use your verbiage right there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's woke culture exists in fairy tale land too.
Yeah. That, I mean, you know,
Get your pronouns right.
you don't want to get cancelled in the world of Oz.
You really
You
don't
really
want to get
fucking
cancelled
don't.
there, man. Fucking
They'll
hell.
pour water on you and melt you.
Have you seen what the benefit lines are like there? They're just full of munchkins.
Awful. That
You-
that
you-
yellow brick road,
Mm.
that is entirely just a line for the DWP.
Yeah,
Not-
yeah, it
you
is
know.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been taken over.
Yeah.
You literally, when you're in that queue, in that benefit queue, you literally stand out.
It's true.
You and a load of munchkins.
Yeah. Yeah. No one
I
wants that.
welcome you to the job centre.
The job centre. The job. Oh, hang on. You didn't turn up in time. You're 1 second late. I'm going to take your money away for 6 months.
That's what it's like in the posh places, like the job centres you go to. Over here, they don't even talk to you.
Yeah.
They just ignore you out the door. It's
Yeah.
quite a skill to ignore you out of a door.
It's
like
pretty
push you
impressive.
out by
Yeah.
ignoring you.
Yeah.
Like
Just, I guess I'll throw myself out.
combatively ignoring someone, man. It's a skill. It's a skill that most women to have, to be fair.
Mm.
No offence.
No, it's a
Henna washing.
useful skill to have. You know, I'm sure they're flattered by it.
Don't know why they would be, but they might be, sure. I'd be flattered by it.
Yeah.
Anything that compares me to a bright summer's day,
Yeah.
which is what I refer to females as.
Yes.
A bright summer's day.
I actually did that once.
Refer to them as a bright summer's day.
Yeah, I said, how do I compare thee to a summer's day?
Oh God.
It was
because it's stupid.
it was literally a call. It was a fucking heckle. I was heckling a burlesque dancer with it.
We've told this before.
Yeah.
But how could
It is the poshest heckle in the world.
That yeah. Yeah.
I literally quoted Shakespeare.
Probably, you're right. I probably used the poshest.
That is the poshest heckle.
I don't know what I would do if somebody started quoting Shakespeare to me like that.
I know what I'd do. I'd say, "Give me your dick."
I don't think I'd say that.
If it was me saying it, I would have done. I would have been like, "Yeah, that's baller."
Just because it's an
If I was that burlesque dancer,
well, that confuses me on a few different levels, actually.
yeah.
Burlesque is like.
But aren't we all just the universe experience in itself? So ultimately, aren't we all just each other?
Yes. I believe the answer to that.
I believe the answer to that is yes.
Yes. Yes, it is. I think the world is one giant ball of wobble,
Yes.
and if you wobble one way, the wobble has to go out the other way.
Ah.
It's like a big wobble world.
Maybe that's why the Rizzlers and lighters do that thing. They're wobbling in and out of reality.
That's why
They know we've got too many lighters in the world. They're taking them away and going, but we've got to balance this.
That's why
Rizzlers.
there's a lot of chill going on in the Rizzler world. There's a lot of
Yeah.
chill going on in Antarctic, in the Southern Pole.
That's true.
There's a lot of chill going on in Iceland,
That's true, yeah.
Greenland.
Yeah.
You know where there's not chill?
Everywhere else.
Everywhere else.
Fucking everywhere.
Pretty much. I'm pretty sure I've been saying for a while, and people have combated me, and every day, every week, it's more and more showing that I'm correct, that we are just in one big World War III, and we just don't realise it.
Yeah, we've already started the build-up. You know, everyone's getting
way done, yeah.
everyone's getting all fucking no, because we've started the pre-drinking. That's what we're doing. The pre-war. You know what I'm saying?
No,
we're going to stop off at home, have a little bit of a war here first, just make sure we're all ready to go out and have a proper war.
I thought we've already started having a good war. Maybe we had pre-war then.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
now
yeah.
we're on the proper pre-wars.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make a bit more sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because you know how you go out for
Really
a pre-drink when you're going out for a proper night out?
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
We're really planning to get obliterated.
We're planning on getting proper fucked.
Obliterated.
Yeah.
Blasted.
Yeah. To
Wiped
smithereens.
out. Wiped out.
Yeah, well, the
Smashed.
world is going to have a hangover it will not come back from.
Yeah, the world will be hanging.
It's a pretty good description of it, I think.
It does literally feel like right now, like in the UK, for anyone who somehow doesn't know that this
Yeah.
is in the UK. I don't know, our voices, I assume, would give it away.
You'd think.
But people that don't live in the UK or anywhere around England might
They
not.
might assume we're Australian or something.
Really?
Well, they don't know.
Okay.
The Americans don't know the difference between Irish, Welsh and fucking Scottish, mate. I mean, Jesus.
To be fair, man, I understand why they would be confused though, because such a small, like, say just England,
Yeah.
such a small country compared to them.
You can literally go down the road and there's an entirely different accent.
Yeah,
It's
wildly
fucked.
different.
It's absolutely fucked.
It confuses me more. I can normally, like, when I watch something, I notice a British accent.
Yeah.
I don't generally notice an American accent.
No.
It's just kind of the norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be probably a bit weird if you were watching Curry and somebody was like all American. That'd probably stand out.
I think it would stand out more in Emmerdale.
Well, whatever, yeah. I mean, they're
Just
all...
a full-blown yank. Just turns up, rootin' tootin' cowboy.
Saying to that, the American, the Bush, John.
Oh, yeah.
Saying to him that strangely, the person I've met that had the strongest American accent was from Canada.
That doesn't surprise me, actually, weirdly.
I find it hilarious as well, that Tom McDonald,
Yeah.
who always talking about, like, you know, like all this stuff with America and like the flying the flag. It used to be okay to be proud of being American.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
Dude's Canadian.
Okay. Weird choice.
Yeah.
Some people just fucking connect with the American thing, though. I kind of
Canadians,
did.
definitely. They try to pretend they're American, don't they?
They do.
Even though, personally, I think that's
Unless
a
you're
better
Ryan
version.
Reynolds, in which case you're like, I'm Canadian as shit.
Wrestlers too. Wrestlers are proud
Yeah.
to be Canadian.
Yeah.
Only everyone except him.
I mean, Canada's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Canada's pretty cool. But it doesn't have the air of danger that America does. You know?
Well, it's closer to Russia.
Yeah.
Not much, I guess, so actually.
Yeah, but Russians aren't that interested in fucking, you know, more icy cold areas. Like, they've got plenty of that. They want the nice warm bits.
But it's a pretty cold though, isn't it? It's a pretty snow.
It is a pretty cold. Yeah.
I got some family over there. And I used to see photos of like how deep the snow used to be.
I bet it's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy. Like kind of stuff you've seen, like like ridiculous shit as well. Like the idea of you couldn't go out in it.
No,
because it's deeper than you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's deeper than the fucking house. Yeah.
That's not an exaggeration. Like sometimes not the house, but like legitimately more than a floor.
There's people in wood cabins who just have to fucking sit in the wood cabin and just burn logs.
Yeah. That's why
there's no other way out, and you've got to sort of have another extra pipe to get air through as well.
You should always have an attic window.
Yes,
because that's the easiest way to dig up from.
Yeah.
And I think you could do it.
Yeah.
Have some kind of mechanism where like you got some kind of burny thing that like slowly shoves a hole.
I mean,
tunnel.
The stove itself is a pretty good start because it's automatically going to mean that around that the water's going to melt where it's sort of coming out the top.
Electric stove.
Yeah. Well, not even. I did. Yeah. No, I mean a wooden stove, a wood stove. A wood burning stove.
Yeah.
People who are like right out in the shit. There's a way to get through it. You've just got to make sure that you don't choke yourself to death on carbon dioxide. So
that would be a thing not to do.
That would be a definite thing not to do.
Oh, you're going to have to make a vent anyway, though, because you will suffocate eventually in a log cabin.
That's true.
You could burn as well. You don't want to burn. You actually, you know what? You don't want to burn to. It's even worse actually than suffocating yourself in that situation.
Right.
Imagine burning yourself to death, buried under a wall of snow, under a pile of snow, and you burn yourself to death.
Oof.
That would be the worst.
And then just as you're dying of your burns, you suddenly just see all the fucking snow collapse on top of you.
It's like the homicidal equivalent to a baked Alaska.
Yeah.
Them things are freaking... They confuse me, man.
Yeah.
How can you cook ice cream and it's still melted inside? What? Huh?
Yeah. There's places that deep fry ice cream.
Yeah, there's...
How the fuck?
There's places...
Why?
There's just... You might as well say how it is. There's places that do magic.
Yeah. It is. It's culinary magic.
People think that Jesus was...
you remember old Heston
spiritual.
Blumenthal?
Yes. No. Yes.
That guy who did like weird fucking like gastro...
Weird like hybrid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did all the weird like freezing this thing to make that thing taste like that. And it's like, fucking, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? People died going to didn't die, but they got really badly hurt going to his restaurant because he fucking had served stuff with fucking dry ice to get it cold enough. And they just put their hands on the dry ice because they were fucking idiots and they burnt themselves.
Weird that you can burn yourself
on freezing stuff,
cold, yeah. It's probably just like literally like I was just saying, of burning yourself, burning to death under ice.
Well, it sucks all of the water out of your skin. Basically, it just
kinky.
Yeah, but it crystallizes it, so it sort of ruptures all of the cells, and the cells just turn into ice. It's fucked.
It ruptures itself, so the cells turn into ice.
No, you know the cell itself when it's frozen, like the water expands as it turns into ice.
Yeah.
And if it freezes enough, it'll just pop open the fucking cell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it doesn't, it's going to kill the cell, so you're going to end up with fucking frostbite.
That's kind of like a whole nother level to that. You know, the person we talked about before that managed to survive like 80 minutes with her head under the water.
Yeah.
In the icy water.
But the thing is, she was in icy water, that's the thing. It's like icy water is going to be a minimum of like, 2-3 degrees, something like that.
This is
because the frozen stuff's on top.
Oh,
the liquid is still
she took her
liquid,
head through the frozen bit. Yeah.
So that's safer than if you were in like say -20, in which case your brain and head just freeze. You know the actual temperature to get frostbite is -10 degrees.
Oh, really?
That's all it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the temperature at which blood freezes.
I'd want it to be hotter than colder than that.
Yeah,
I feel like I'd prefer it to be further
like
away.
-20 feels safer, not -10.
Yeah.
I could get to -10 on a bad day in England.
You know, it doesn't feel far off it, to be fair, man. Like,
You know, there was actually a case at one point of a person getting frostbite from his fucking air conditioning on his Jaguar because it was too powerful. Jesus,
that's a third world issue, right?
First world issue,
so,
yeah.
Jesus. How did that become a problem?
I don't know. I do not know. We just happen to make an air conditioning thing that's so fucking good it's basically like being in a freezer.
Wow, man, as if you got such a powerful car and that's the problem that comes from it.
Yeah.
No word about blowing up or anything,
No.
like would normally happen with something just made of petrol.
Yeah.
You'd be thinking about blowing up would be the issue.
This is a Jaguar. Everything is perfectly well made. Or at least it used to be.
Perfectly, like...
They're not the cars they used to be, Jaguars.
It is the furthest thing from burning to death, I guess. So.
Yeah.
I don't know really Jaguars were they good, were they?
Oh, Jaguars have always been luxury cars.
They have been luxury cars.
Yeah, but like some of the old ones are fucking baller even to this day. There's one particular, I can't remember what the fucking type it is because they're all called like an E-type or a G.
Yeah, XR Type 79.
I think it is the E-type actually. It's the E-type Jag is the one with the really long bonnet and like the sort of curved bit at the top. It is a fucking classic of a car, a true classic. Yeah, and they used to sell for around about like 12 grand because they were just old cars. But as it got more and more rare to see them in good condition, yeah, look, £350,000.
Oh, these I've seen these, yeah.
So like that thing used to be worth 12 grand second hand, and now it is worth $350,000.
Jesus. Fucking hell.
I mean, you can see why though. It's a lovely looking car. You know.
It's a lovely looking car. I mean, $350,000, did you say, or
$350,000.
Jesus.
£300,000 to £400,000.
And the thing is, though, you know as well that if that thing like breaks down, you're paying so much out to like repair it.
Yeah.
You would. I'd better say you wouldn't want to drive it in that, but then you're more likely to damage it as well.
Yeah.
If you were trying to drive it.
Yeah. I saw
Like,
one the
yes,
other
dude.
day in Cheltenham, obviously, because it's fucking Cheltenham.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. But
And like, I'm just sitting there watching this thing drive past me and thought, like, if I owned that, that would just solve all of my problems. I could just sell that car and buy a fucking house and not have to work.
I wondered then, like, what the hell you were saying, like, how
know what I
that
mean?
would solve any problem.
No,
like, having
genuinely,
that
you
car.
could sell that car and you could live quite happily in a house that you just straight up outright buy.
Yeah, but I mean, what have you done to get that car in the first place then?
Well,
Like,
put
who have you sold yourself
£12,000
to?
in around about 2000. The year 2000.
Oh.
The year 2000, that's when they were worth 12 grand.
Oh wow, You've
They
gone up that
have
much in 24 years.
Shot up.
Oh, so you're getting in the
Absolutely
90s.
fucking shot up. Yeah, in the 90s, I think they were still roughly around about the same time. Their sort of dip was late 90s, early 2000s. That was sort of the best time to get them. But fuck me, mate. I mean, just imagine being the lucky cunt who bought one of those and just put it away somewhere.
People do that.
Yeah.
My dad used to be someone who did stuff to Jaguar. I don't know. He did more with Jaguar than he did to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, to me. I just said it with me.
Yeah.
That made it sound like he was doing stuff to me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Or wanted him to do stuff to me. That's even stranger. Any kind of attention,
Have you ever seen that short
Fun.
film?
happiness, abuse, whatever.
There's a really twisted short film,
Right.
right? And I've never actually watched the film. I've just seen someone do a breakdown of the film on YouTube. And it's basically about this son who's molesting his dad.
Okay, what? Jesus.
It's like not the way round you'd expect, and
Is
it
it-
is absolutely twisted.
Is his dad Tyrion Lannister?
No, it's
Montoya?
No,
Him smaller?
no,
Paraplegic?
no.
Must have been worse.
I don't know. It's so
Is that why?
fucking. It's so weird, man.
I can't decide if it'd be worse if it was a paraplegic or because they're like, you know, grinding them down and bullying them.
It's
if it's
sort of
worse
that.
if they just couldn't move
Yeah.
or they didn't have limbs.
Yeah.
They were a nugget, for example. Because that could happen.
That could happen.
You could be a nugget with a dick.
Yeah.
Or maybe, you know, before you got nuggetized.
Yeah, it's just it's such.
I don't know what nuggetized, you know, what happens to make people nugget. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. No. All I know is it's a twisted fucking film, and I'm glad I didn't watch all of it.
What are they called again?
I can't remember.
That's a weird name.
I
for a
cannot
film.
remember for the life of me. It's just a fucking.
I'm not going to
horrible
type in film where son abuses dad.
film. Yeah.
Without putting some kind of VPN on anyway.
Yeah.
And I should have said SA dad.
Yeah.
You know, but I said, I mean, I'm not going to say it again, but that might not count anyway.
No, I don't know what counts.
You know, we're going to try and be good today. We're going to try and
not say the words.
You two, I mean, we've probably said a load already.
I haven't said the C word yet.
You haven't?
No. I've been really good about that.
I don't know what words I shouldn't say. I don't say a lot of bad words, so.
No.
Well, actually, I do, but not the. I probably do, but not words that I would ever consider bad.
Right.
That's probably what it is, isn't it? Like often.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider that a bad word.
Have you ever?
No.
Sorry, have you ever? Have you watched any of The Boys yet?
Weird question.
Season 4, is it?
Have I watched any of the boys? Yeah, yes. I've watched the whole thing.
Ah, right, because I'm only at episode 6. I've just finished episode 6. So I've seen the episode with all the fucking feed up chickens and lambs and shit like that.
Yeah, how many is there again in this series, do you remember?
I can't remember, I think it's like 10, yeah.
Yeah, just to give me a gauge of where that is.
Yeah, I'm like right in the thick of everything that's happening. Homelander's just gone in, and spoilers by the way, Homelander's just gone into the place where they sort of tested on him and fucked everyone up. And
yeah, I like that episode.
That bit was so twisted.
That episode was good.
So twisted.
We started to see, that was like, Homelander's kind of behaving himself for the whole episode, the whole series, sorry. Yeah. To a point for him.
And then he sort of has this change.
Letting loose.
Yeah. And it's this thing as well. The
being
best
a parent,
part,
man, he hides his crazy until he, lets it loose when he goes on holiday and he lets his craziness out. Like women go out, and they slag it up for a night, when they haven't got to be mum. For Homelander, he goes out and sociopaths it up.
Yeah. My favourite bit in that, though, is the bit where he's talking about when they put him in the oven. And he's like, although it didn't actually cause any harm, it still hurt, like, a lot. Why don't you just step in there? It's so fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
So fucked up.
At that point, you might as well.
At that point, though, you sort of. It's like I saw a meme that was people in The Boys who I think need to die, and it's like Firecracker and someone else. People in The Boys that I can sympathise with. And then people in The Boys who are absolutely twisted. And then at the bottom it's got all of them, and it's just Homelander like that. And it's like, it's so true, because you feel so bad for him. Once it once it dives into like where he came from.
Yeah.
And this thing he does where he's his own dad in the mirror to himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey kiddo.
Yeah.
Come on.
I hadn't really put it like that together.
Yeah.
It's
so well done, man. That fucking series. And it makes it harder to go back and watch the Marvel stuff. Because The Boys just goes so much harder, so much quicker.
Yeah.
And like the Marvel stuff, although I love it, it doesn't have the same edge. And The Boys' edge, it makes that show so much more. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's the main thing with it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we can't get to talk about it because I don't want to know spoilers.
No.
But it's very Deadpool and Wolverine, going towards that R-rated thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully that can kind of come through a bit more.
Yeah, it definitely, it's a fun film.
It'd be interesting to see something like The Boys appearing in Marvel.
Yeah.
Instantly, swerving the conversation back away from Deadpool.
Yeah.
Good way to do it, actually. I imagine Deadpool could be included in some of this stuff here. This would be his whole bag, what I'm going to talk about today.
Mm.
It's hard to really specifically... it's hard to really say what I'm trying to say now about explaining the topic, but you can't really go from point A to B with this because there's very much... We haven't got documentation of it all for various reasons, but I'll explain.
Okay.
It's all on hearsay. Not hearsay, stuff we know, but it's more testimonials.
Unsubstantiated.
No, substantiated.
Oh, okay.
Testimonials from later on.
Okay.
To kind of give us most of the information. You probably think there's a lot more documentation about it than there is.
Right.
But this is just the general MK Ultra and the LSD mind control CIA stuff.
Experimentation.
Yeah. Mind control and experimenting with the LSD. I don't know if that can't be a bad word. That's literally just...
It's just stating the thing that exists.
L.
S.
F.
D.
D.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, if they're going to cancel me, then they're also going to have to cancel
The alphabet.
and cheerleading competitions.
Yeah.
The alphabet. Although I do think there's parts of the alphabet that they would
Probably want to cancel.
censor.
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
Z's are too German. They got to go. Reminds people of Nazis.
K. They'd get rid of K in a future world if they could.
Mhm.
I reckon Americans already want to. Can you think of an American word where they really overly use K? Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
All of the words that they use that have got K in them a lot are ones that came from Germany.
Yeah, like
K, again, another very German letter.
that's what
The
that's what I'm
Germans
saying.
love using
That's
the
what I'm
K.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what the whole point. was
Yeah, but
in
no,
the
but
whole-
Z's are, K's are, U's, because you can put the umlaut on the U.
Yeah, if you got.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're the dots.
Yeah.
An
That's
umlaut.
Nazi. That's got to go.
Yeah, an umlaut is Nazi.
Yeah. Well, you know, because it could trigger someone to think about Nazis. So it's got to go.
That's true, actually.
So,
You can't have anything triggering.
sorry, guys.
About a trigger warning.
Yeah. They use H's a lot as well, but that's going to slide because Hispanic people use H's a lot, and that's fine.
It's true.
So,
It's literally in the name.
yeah.
Hmm?
They love H's so much that they turn their J's into H's. Jalapeno.
They do, actually. Yeah. Hala, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up like calling it a jalapeno when I figured out that it was spelt with a J.
Yeah,
I was like,
same.
it's a jalapeno.
Yeah.
Do you want jalapenos? No. I never wanted them.
No.
But
I love jalapenos.
No, I'm okay with them. Well, I was okay with them growing up later on. I used to have that curry. There was just like ground up jalapenos, surrenders curry, Wagamama's.
That sounds fucking terrible.
It was nice.
Just ground up jalapeno.
I mean, I'm sure they did other stuff to it.
Yeah, I fucking hope so.
Japanese stuff, you know.
Yeah,
there was,
Japanese stuff to it. Of course they
sweet
did.
potato
A little bit of that
straws.
Japanese stuff, you know how it is.
Yeah, sweet potato straws on the top, you know.
Yeah.
The kind of Japanese food that most people don't realise exists because they think it's all sushi.
Yeah.
If it
Oh, I
was-
went to a Japanese restaurant with my friends at uni at one point, and my God, some of the stuff in there is so good. If you ever want to
Right.
try a fish dish, go to a Japanese restaurant because Japanese know how to do fish the fucking bomb.
Or if you like normal food, then you can get that there as well.
I had this bit of fish.
Fish is like just half of. It's like
I-
trying to
nah.
be an animal, but it's not.
Nah, I had this bit of fish, right?
You're in the sea.
With the fucking rice.
Get legs.
And it had this delicious, like, incredibly thick, almost soy, almost hoisin kind of sauce on top of it. And oh, fuck me, it was so good.
I do like hoisin.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. It's just nice. That's sweet. Anything like kind of rich and sweet, you know.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
was it the duck? What are they? Ducky others. I prefer the fried ones rather than the steamed ones. though.
Yeah.
But with the deep kind of cherry sauce that they have in Wagamama's.
Yeah, that's good shit.
That's some good shit.
That's
man.
good shit.
Oh man, I bet and people back in like the CIA times would have loved to have that stuff, but all they had was the tears of history to feed on.
Did they?
That's what they
That
had.
sounds terrible.
That's what they had.
Well,
So what is Project MK Ultra first of all?
yeah.
There's still a bit of a confusion as well when I'm reading this, like what constitutes as MK Ultra.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that sort of is in the same bandwidth as MK Ultra, but isn't actually MK Ultra.
Mm. And then there's other stuff that, like the opposite of that basically.
Yeah.
I'll mention some of the stuff that I'm like, I don't know if this counts as MK Ultra, but the one thing I might mention it, but then I think I'll use it as a whole topic in the future, because there's like a whole, just like even this one article that I read about it, just has all the information,
Mm.
but that's all about them trying to talk to Peter the dolphin, communicating with the dolphin
Yeah.
through various techniques. One of them would be LSD.
Right.
But we won't get into
Yeah,
that.
I remember this one in particular. That was an amazing fucking story.
Did you do that one?
I've done bits on it before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah,
it
yeah.
might have been the old version of the podcast. I
Oh
wasn't
yeah.
sure if it was you.
Nah, yeah, I think yeah.
Was that the same time as when I did Princess Diana by any chance? I think it might have been.
Might have been. Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, then we could just.
It was
touch on
shortly after I joined on to the Kill Them With comedy. Yeah.
We can like look at that again, like just a little bit then in a future episode or something.
Yeah.
Go through the what the hell did I do then? go through the like even just that article. Just had it was very in depth though, so I feel like you could go through it and cut out a lot.
Yeah.
So I do that, and then we can just have a little look into it again.
Yeah.
But MK Ultra though, it's all in all, it's an illegal human experiment program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency. What does that spell?
CIA.
Yeah, goddamn right it does. Get everybody democracy, get out the window.
The
It's
best thing about the
time.
CIA is the CIA is supposed to not operate on American soil.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
no,
whole
that's not
point.
true.
The point of the CIA is to be an international agency. The FBI are the ones who are supposed to deal with shit inside of America.
Yeah, but CIA is also the clandestine stuff.
Yeah, the CIA, that's the
So-
problem, because CIA will sometimes do things that will completely fuck with the FBI's plans, and vice versa. They are two almost like at loggerheads of what do you call it?
Go on.
Not companies. Bureaus. Yeah. They
Yeah.
constantly want to fuck with each other's shit all the time. Like the FBI aren't supposed to do stuff outside of America, but you will find FBI agents doing
Yeah,
stuff
definitely.
on occasion on the down low because they've got something they need to get done. You know, it's fucking ridiculous.
I thought I'd put a little question in for the people.
But the most amazing thing about the CIA, realistically, is that they at one point got so powerful that various other like presidents have at certain times warned next presidents of, be careful of the CIA. They're dangerous. They've got too much power. You can't control them.
Yeah, I have heard that from a few different like presidents and
Yeah.
stuff. Well, it's kind of bad if you got the president like going out there, like saying like, we need to be careful of these guys. Because I've heard the president literally saying, I can't remember which one it was.
I think it was John F. Kennedy at one point was one of the ones who said it.
Yeah, well, he was talking about the CIA, hence
Yeah.
why part of my opinion on that whole assassination was that the CIA were involved.
Yeah.
Whether they purposely did it, whether they were just like, okay.
Doesn't matter. Seems very legit that they were involved.
I think so.
Yeah.
At the very least, though, much like recently with Trump, they extremely dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously so.
The Secret Service. I mean, did you see the hearing with the head of the person who was involved in the Secret Service?
Oh, then yeah.
And she's
Seen
just
some of
sat there and she's just not answering any question at all. And there's just a bunch of like senators just ripping into her like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? What the fuck happened here?
that. I think it's fair though, man. Like,
Yeah.
'cause she was kind of just beating around the bush. Like, we
They
should put a
dropped
bit of it
the
on.
fucking ball.
Like, I wrote a load of new stuff. I don't even want to mention about Joe Rogan bringing out a new comedy special.
I haven't
watched
seen
it.
that yet.
I'm gonna.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Of course it is.
Out of sheer curiosity.
Burn the boats. Fuck.
What?
Is that what it's called?
Oh, that's what it's called,
Yeah.
is it? It sounded like that, something like that. It's the thing though, man. Joe Rogan, we said it before, I'm pretty sure you agreed. Joe Rogan, great podcaster. Probably the best podcaster in the world. Probably the best. I'd say better than any other podcasters. Comedian, not so good.
Disagree.
Yeah.
Like for most of his specials, they're okay. They're not groundbreaking. They're not amazing, but they're entertaining comedy specials. There's jokes. It makes you laugh. The best one by far
That's
is
a matter
Triggered.
of opinion.
Triggered is a genuinely brilliant stand-up special. That was the one that sort of happened just as his podcast was hitting it off as well.
I've seen him do funny stuff, but the odd funny thing.
I loved Triggered. I fucking loved Triggered.
I
thought
don't
it was
really remember.
brilliant.
I'm pretty sure I've seen bits from it.
Yeah.
Is that what's he doing to the stool in that one?
On that one, he's acting like a gremlin on it, It's really, yeah.
He got like all his legs up and stuff.
It
and
could
he's
be real.
yeah.
It can be real.
Don't get me wrong, I appreciate like physical comedy and that, but when it's like you're trying to hit every comedy special, it's like, what can I do with the stall this time?
Yeah.
I really need to do something else with the stall.
That one
What
is
can I do?
genuinely
I fucked it a few times already.
Yeah.
I could be a gremlin on it. No, I've done that before, okay now. How about if I fucked it bareback this time? I mean,
At some
I was
point,
fucking
he's going to
going-
end up doing an entire stand-up comedy special upside down, doing a handstand on top of a stool.
naked.
Yeah, just because, he can.
As Bill Burr says, with his own knuckles still dragging on the floor. And you still got that little rascal cap on as well, like you said.
Yeah.
But we're just going to look at the fucking Secret Service Director.
Full congressional hearing.
I mean, you don't want a fucking full
Oh,
thing.
he's a congressman, so it's Congress.
I don't know. I just know that I saw it pop up the one I was looking for. Oh, wait, this isn't the one I was looking for, actually.
No.
It was that woman in it.
Mm-hmm.
Was it her?
There she is.
Yeah, that was the
4
one.
hours and 30
Oh, damn, how?
minutes.
Let's see if we can find the best bit. Or it's going to be her the whole
Just
time.
jump into the middle of it and it'll just be her not answering questions. Anywhere, literally anywhere in it, and it'll just be her not answering questions.
I know she answered questions, it's just they were crap answers. She did answer some questions.
Oh, wow.
And intuitive recommendations that members of the public and members of Congress are asking about right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank
And
the
before I
gentleman.
recognize Ms. Mace, I have to say, Director, we're pretty close to the halfway point during this. You answered more questions with an ABC reporter than you have with members of Congress. We have a lot more questions. The American people are demanding that we get answers to those questions, and that's what the purpose of this hearing is.
Okay, Mr. Man, calm me down a little. Let's give her a
No,
chance.
because this time
concise it.
she'd been basically they were saying like, so what happened here? And she's like, I do not know. I am doing an investigation. We will find out
Oh,
soon enough.
fuck, so screw us. Say again.
She's just like, I did not know. I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is yet. We're doing an internal investigation.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
what I've seen. Like,
And it's like, that's not good enough.
and then pointing out as well, like, so you was aware of the guy beforehand.
Yeah.
And did you not think you
And
should
they-
do
like,
something
so-
about it? And they said
So
like,
at 5:50 or like 3:15, this person is brought to your attention,
yeah,
and you do nothing.
yeah, but it's like just specifically though they say that well that's because we were treating them as suspicious. Like, okay, well,
Well,
what's the
suspicious
difference then?
alone is a fucking enough, isn't it? Surely.
Well, no, that's the point that they make. They're like, if they're deemed suspicious, we just keep an eye on them. Once they're deemed a threat, then we'll do something about it.
Yeah, well.
Specifically made this point. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, well, not really though. Especially when you look at as well, that Trump was saying, you know, that normally they would stop him from going out for like
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah, they would.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
They usually ended up being nothing, but this time they were just happy to let him go.
Just let him go.
They'd ignored requests for more
Security.
protection.
Yeah.
Yeah, more bodies. But that could they argued that, you know, they were just underfunded. But you want to hear some other crazy stuff about the shooter man though?
Go for it.
There's more crazy stuff come out. I mean, this kind of leads into this MK Ultra stuff as well, because a big part of the LSD stuff is all about mind control, wasn't it?
Yes.
The whole idea behind
Yeah, they were testing drugs to see if they had a way that they could use them in combat to make people more pliable.
yeah, specifically because they'd heard that I'll get the actual details in a bit.
Yeah.
Because I got them written down specifically. Actually, I can remind me where I'm going back to.
I don't know.
I mean, with that bit about the assassination.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a look at it now for you. So, like, where was the bit? Was it that? No, I don't, bear with me. Okay. So, most of the MK Ultra records were destroyed in 1973 by order of the CIA director at the time, Richard Helms. So it's been difficult for investigators to gain a complete understanding of the more than 150 funded research projects sponsored by MK Ultra and related CIA programs.
Right.
So 150 different things.
Fucking hell.
And a big part of it was that they had heard. It was during a period of what English journalist Rupert Cornwell described as paranoia at the CIA, when the US had lost its nuclear monopoly and fear of communism was at its height. The counterintelligence chief believed that a mole had penetrated the organisation, and the agency poured millions of dollars into studying ways to influence mind enhanceability. Yeah, it wasn't really that bit. But basically, there was reports coming through as well at the same time from Soviet, Russia, after Operation Paperclip.
Yeah.
So after we got all the Nazis and stuff, then Russia got a load too. They were all into that kind of stuff, like the idea of it. But it really started going after that because they heard that the Russians had figured out how to do mind, their own version of it, mind manipulation. Yeah. Which is when a lot of it started up, because it's more Cold War stuff, wasn't it, rather than World War II? And
a lot of that sort of mythology of how to brainwash someone does actually come from, KGB tactics.
Yeah.
Again, there's a bit in Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one, where they're doing the numbers, 33, 12,
yeah.
18. Like that.
I have heard
that was that's also used in Avengers as well, because but instead they're using words.
These words for Winter Soldier.
For Winter Soldier,
yeah,
exactly.
please.
That is actually a genuine way to program someone and trigger them.
It's the Manchurian Candidate style subject.
Yeah.
So it's the idea of triggering somebody to do something, even though they don't realise they've been primed to do it.
Yeah, exactly that.
And the idea of breaking them apart mentally. And then rebuild them, because to make somebody do what you want you to do, you have to break them apart first.
Yeah.
And then rebuild them how you want is the idea.
Yeah. And I mean
LSD helps to break you down.
And Darren Brown did that to a guy and got him to shoot Stephen Fry, as I like to talk about. So
Yeah.
And that is a thing you can do. It requires a certain person's type of mind to do it, to be pliable. But if you find the right person who is pliable, you can do it relatively easily.
So the idea is they did it what's one thing we know about one version of the MK Ultra stuff? They did it to a load of different people.
Yeah.
But what exactly they were trying to make them do or anything, that's kind of been lost.
Yeah.
Which is why there's all that conspiracy idea of so were they trying to make them do fucked up stuff, because
they were just trying to get them to do whatever they wanted them to do.
But what was that thing though?
Anything.
Oh yeah.
They wanted to be able to make someone do whatever they wanted, whether it be wank off a chihuahua or shoot the President of the United States.
Yeah.
They wanted them to do either.
And so going from the other level, we'll ignore the wankers.
Yeah.
They can do their thing.
Yeah.
So the tuggers.
The tuggers.
I imagine that can't be a word that usually likes either.
The tugger core.
Actually, YouTube is a lot more American based, so wanker isn't really a word over there.
No.
So.
And also, you say twat wrong. It's not twat.
Oh yeah.
Stop saying that.
Yeah.
It's twat.
I've heard twat is a different word over here though.
Yeah, twat is like twatting someone on the head. A twat is the thing between a woman's legs.
See, twatting someone on the head though.
I didn't say it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't say the kitty cat.
I didn't.
The kitty cat in between the legs,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
That's what you want to say.
That's it.
Shave that kitty cat. But so you've got the different levels of those people, and what they do you know some of the people that were included at MK Ultra? Some of the people famously included. 2 names specifically come to my head, top of my head.
What was Charlie one of them? Charles Manson.
Charles Manson, yeah, he was one.
I can't remember the other.
Ted Kaczynski.
Fuck me.
Or was known as.
Well done, CIA. You did such a great job.
Bear in mind, CIA are also the ones that created Al Qaeda as well.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that went on to, I think,
they funded and gave
9/11.
Osama bin Laden shitloads of guns and weapons and tanks so that they could fight the Russians. And then when the Russians were kicked out, they were like, well, we can come in and take the oil now, right? And then Osama was like, no.
Well, before that, Osama was also in bed with the Saudis.
Yeah.
Yeah, which they still try to ignore.
Yeah, yeah.
Even there's been new plea deals and arrests
There's-
all over 9/11 recently.
There's a
They
fucking...
probably kept it quiet. So.
Yeah, there's a fucking Rambo movie where the fucking I can't remember if it's Al Qaeda or Taliban.
The Taliban.
It was Taliban at the time.
Yeah, it
wasn't
was.
Yeah, were the good guys fighting
Oh,
alongside
yeah.
Rambo against the Russians.
Man, the
That's
Russians have been the good
how
guys.
fucking crazy the TV show Planet Earth really is. It's
Yeah.
always been crazy. It's just now we're getting to another peak of crazy.
He's jumping the shark now.
Yeah.
You got to go to the point where everybody just like it's like a normal TV show when it's like been on for so long.
Yeah.
That the people that were watching it have like gone and died. now.
Yeah, we're waiting for a reboot now.
And yeah, exactly. And
So
it's
you
gonna
need to
start
kill
up
off a
again.
shitload of old characters so that
Yeah.
only a few of the old characters can survive into the next series. You know, because you got to have that little bit of continuity. But the most of them are going to die. So
So we've got like Unabomber.
yeah, old Teddy boy.
Yeah, Unabomber.
Yep.
And Thingy, Charles Manson. Charles Manson's another weird one because the amount of times he was arrested and let out
But
weirdly by people higher up.
there's a lot of people who think that the whole Charles Manson thing was a CIA black op. essentially.
Yeah, the whole
And it got out of hand, and it got out of hand in a way that they weren't able to control Charlie, but it was still a black ops.
Well, they say they weren't
operation,
able to control him. I mean, they could have arrested him and locked him up if they wanted to, but every time
Yeah, but they had
he was
they had
arrested,
another plan that they wanted
higher
him
ups
to do,
like
yeah.
would come in and let him go.
Yeah.
And the actual police have talked about not understanding what was going on.
Yeah.
Um,
And the thing is, as well, you look at a lot of the tactics and learning that they used in MK Ultra, and then you look at what Charles Manson did with the people in his cult, and a lot
Probably,
of
yeah.
things start to sort of make sense and make.
comes in the same kind of way.
He
then.
literally watched what they did to him and went, "I got that."
Yeah. Like, they also talk about like Lee Harvey Oswald being like more of a Manchurian style kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Whether it was just more of an opportune kind of thing. But
Yeah.
and whether it's hard to know what actually happened. But I think one thing you can definitely agree with is that they did do something to Jack Ruby to make him just walk up out of nowhere. This guy who, why would he give a crap?
Yeah.
He wouldn't give a crap about this guy shooting the president. He wasn't like political. He didn't. He was a nightclub owner.
Yeah.
Like everyone was a bit like fucking corrupt back then as
Yeah,
well.
but the thing is, you don't know who was the Epstein of the time. He could have been one of those guys who was like having parties and getting information on people and stuff like that, you know. And that could have been a reason for the CIA to be like, out.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but just the fact of why he would come and like kill Lee Harvey Oswald if it wasn't for the fact that he was made to do it.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, even more than that, though, is the fact when he was waiting to do his testimony.
Yeah.
We like the whole Warren
Commission.
Commission
Yeah.
thing, that whole bullshit.
Yeah.
Where like the people that did the thing are going to investigate themselves.
Yes.
It always works out great.
Always works out great. Boeing have done so well doing that.
Who?
Boeing.
Oh, Boeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We said Birmingham.
No.
Yeah,
too.
They didn't do too good. Yeah, but like, so he was going to do his testimony, and just before, one of the doctors who were involved in it came in to see him in his cell, and after he left, like before he went in, he was all cool, talking to everybody, and after he left, he was incoherent and unable to give testimony, and just kind of, I don't know, just was crazy somewhere.
Just off his fucking mind.
Just off somewhere being crazy.
Yeah, Jesus.
From then on. You don't know about that
No,
part?
I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah. There's so much with the JFK stuff. We've got to go back to that at some point, because we've got to cover all the stuff that happened after he died as well. His body, just what happened to his body alone is a whole nother crazy story.
Yeah.
After
I
he
don't know
got
about
shot.
that.
Huh?
I don't know about that.
Oh, man, the real crazy story starts when the bullet goes in his head.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Ever tell you-
Shootouts in the middle of a hospital. Fucking destroying Air Force One with a casket that rips apart and squirts president juice everywhere.
Did I ever tell you I wanted to make a movie, right? It would be an animated 3D movie, but like you know, sort of Disney Pixar style.
Right.
But for adults, right? And it would just be about a dude who was dead, but everyone wanted his body for some reason, and no one's quite sure why. But it's just you're following this corpse around town as it's getting slowly more fucked up as one person steals it from another person and another group comes in to nick it and all that kind of stuff.
They're just coming and stealing the body.
Yeah, because it turns out that there's an actual magical amulet shoved up his ass.
Okay.
It's and I love the idea of the movie, and I can't wait to make it at some point, because it literally starts with the narrator just zooming in slow shot on his corpse in the back of a van while the van's like shuffling about, and it just goes, "This is Terry. Terry just died. But Terry's life was nowhere near as interesting as his death is about to be."
You can make it into a cool short first, and then you're like,
it's like,
I've seen the stuff that you can make like with some of the 3D things. You can make a short first,
yeah,
and then with the money, go like Toy Story on it.
yeah, and he's but it's just like, some people aren't destined for greatness while they're alive. This is the case in Terry's.
You know. That's one thing that, like, I look at the Trump shooter now, though, with all this MK Ultra stuff, and it's like, there's a lot of weird stuff with this Trump shooter now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I got. Like,
I've waited a little bit to sort of read any of the information on it, because I hate reading information on this kind of shit straight away, because you never ever get much fucking information.
Yeah.
You've got to wait like a week or so till it's calmed down and people have agreed on what the actual fucking facts are.
Yeah. And even now, like, we're only getting like more of the info now just because they shot him. Mm-hmm. If he was alive, it'd be coming out a hell of a lot slower.
Yeah.
So I mean, I haven't got it written here, but I know also he was in a BlackRock advert. You know, BlackRock is something to do with one of those
it's an
private
intelligence
thing. Yeah. He was in an advert for one of them.
That's fucking weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're gonna come into contact with the CIA in that fucking job.
Well, 100%, yeah, man. They're like, they're.
But didn't he have like full blown like right wing tendencies all of his life, and then suddenly was like woke as shit and had like trans pictures up and stuff? It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I heard something about that. I hadn't seen a lot of that part.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that could go into it too if he's suddenly being, like, made to do something. Because he was, like, a supporter of whatever Trump's thing party
the Republican Party, yeah.
And he went the other way,
yeah.
I mean, that might be part of it too. If he was, had something put into him to go and do something to that guy, he would suddenly start disliking him, I guess. And then, like, planning the stuff.
But, like, how do you make that switch?
What do you mean?
How do you make that switch happen in someone's head? Whether you're making it or whether it happens to the person themselves naturally, how does that happen?
Well, the one way that helps is obviously if it would be a lot easier if you knew, for example, that he was having like agents regularly going to his house, for example.
Yeah.
Which was the case.
No shit.
I can't remember what the app was, but these apps that like did ads or something through the phone and track things, whatever it was, proved that there were these like agents going to his house like regularly before we'd all. The shooter's apartment.
What kind of agents do they know, or is it just agents?
CIA. I mean,
could be CIA, could be FBI though.
I wrote FBI here. But
the thing is, it's probably more likely to be an FBI op because again, it's inside the United States, and it's more likely to be something about United States interests.
Oh yeah, because it wouldn't be CIA.
CIA less likely. I mean, it's not like it's impossible for it to be a CIA op.
Yeah,
but
I confuse Secret Service with CIA a lot.
Yeah.
So the apartment of the guy, it was like totally pristine. They said like to the point it was cleaned up professionally.
Jesus.
And it had no silverware and no rubbish in it at all.
So someone literally has not lived there. Or someone's lived there and they've completely fucking wiped it.
Roboted it.
Yeah.
Or someone's coming afterwards, yeah.
Because even the slightest bit of evidence would be too much.
That's what I reckon more.
Yeah.
He's got 3 encrypted offshore bank accounts.
Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me?
I was listening to a sniper talk about it, and he was saying that him and 30 other like snipers were talking about the whole thing, top level snipers, and they were like they could get 5 shots with this gun off in about like a second, at the most, like with them being all like roughly on target. That would be like a really good time. The time that this amateur shooter did it in was 0.75.
Huh?
So 25% quicker than these top level snipers.
Jesus.
So it's almost as if like there was another shooter. Is the thing.
Yeah.
Which when I listen to the gunshots, like
It's dun 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 like that. It's like
no, it's
but it doesn't
like
sound
three
like
three shots. That
it almost
like
sounds
a slower
automatic.
sniper.
Yeah,
Then like 5 that are like quicker.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
like
and then
dun,
the one
dun dun dun
shot
dun dun.
from the
Yeah,
Secret Service that put them down.
yeah.
Yeah, the ones in the middle sound more automatic. I thought that as well. But they were saying apparently you could tell from the gun that it did sound like a sniper still.
Right.
But it was like an AR-15, wasn't it? Though, as well? So
Yeah.
it could have been like an
It
automatic.
could have had a
then.
bump stock.
Yeah.
Bump stocks do turn them into autos, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could have been that as well, though. Like maybe you just let it off, you know.
The thing is, you can
so-
get an AR-15 in fucking Walmart.
Yeah, it's over there, yeah.
It's fucking crazy, man.
And then you've got the last little bit then, though, still of the question that you're still left with anyway. How was he able for like 30 minutes before be able to walk around with a rangefinder?
Yeah.
Police seeing him, videos coming out of him like lying on the roof and people shouting up at him. One of the videos where the gunshots are going off, you can see him for the beginning shots. I think it was ones right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And there's no like recoil from when he took a shot. You can't see the muzzle doing anything. You can't see him recoiling from the shot.
Mm.
It's weird. Like, it almost looks like
Mind
the
you, he's
first 3
lying
shots
down.
weren't him.
He's lying down, and he's also sort of propped up. I mean, it's a pretty good shooting position.
Yeah, but
And like, it's not.
still got a
It's not the
recoil,
way it
though.
is in. Yeah, you do get a bit of recoil, but it's an AR-15. It's not like it's Barrett. It's not like it's a fucking high caliber round.
Yeah, but he did look like a bitch, though.
Yeah, but even
He
then,
wasn't a good shot. He wasn't.
if you're lying
apparently.
down and you've got it right up into your shoulder, that's not going to move very much at all.
Yeah,
It's going to be like boom, 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 like that.
he wasn't apparently a good shot, but I mean, he must have been realistically though, from the looks of it.
Well, yeah.
But apparently he wasn't.
Mm.
I don't see how that goes together.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, there was more to it, but in regards to this stuff, though, I mean, it definitely fits into the possibility of, you know, CIA doing some LSD stuff.
Some brain trip operation. Yeah.
I don't know why they wanted to bring in a body cam about it, and they brought out body cam footage.
Right.
But I don't understand what it was supposed to prove, because they brought out the body cam footage of after it had all gone down and them standing around the guy who hadn't been shot.
Right.
Him, some of the Secret Service and someone else talking about it. Snipers and Secret Service, from the looks of it. I don't know if
Right.
they're the same thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what it was supposed to prove. But
No, I
didn't
don't.
prove anything. Yeah, it goes into proving MK Ultra though, definitely.
Yeah.
Like more
Well,
of that
that's just a thing that happened. You know.
well, that's the thing. Yeah. So carrying on with the stuff. Yeah, so it was to develop procedures and identify drugs that could be used during interrogations to weaken individuals and force confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. They used numerous methods to manipulate its mental states, such as covert administration of high doses of psychoactive drugs, LSD, other chemicals without the subject's consent, electroshocks, hypnosis.
Hypnosis. Yeah.
Oh God, hypnosis. How the hell could I not read that? Sensory deprivation, isolation, verbal and SA,
Yeah.
and other forms of, I'm guessing this is a bad word too,
Torture.
Tawata.
Yeah.
Tawata.
Yeah.
Not Tawata.
Torching.
Torching, there you go, yeah.
Mhm.
Torchwooding.
Torchwooding. Yeah.
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 Torture-wooding,
Yeah.
sure. It was organised through the CIA's Office of Scientific Intelligence and coordinated with the United States Army
Scientific
Biological
intelligence.
Warfare Laboratories.
It's just an excuse to fuck people up. It's nothing to do with intelligence.
Well, there's some intelligence to go. Well, they didn't want to get beaten by the Russians.
No.
look what they did about getting to the moon. They were like, they beat us with the drugs thing, apparently, because they were like staying good goats and killing them, I guess.
Yeah.
As far as they heard.
That sounds right.
And they were like, we've got to make sure we get to the moon at least.
Yeah.
So they just dosed everybody over the planet and made them believe that the moon landing was real. And they're still dosing us
I
now.
mean, fucking 100% accurate, yeah.
I think that's exactly how it went. American interest in drug-related interrogation experiments began in 1943 when the Office of Strategic Services began developing a truth drug that would produce uninhibited truthfulness in an interrogated person.
Yeah, so you know
Project
truth serum.
Chatter, it was.
You know truth serum, as it's called. So, it's like, I can't remember what they call it now. What the exact scientific name of it? Like something
Bullshittery.
No, something patentanol or something.
Yeah.
It is an actual drug, and people say,
Doesn't work, though.
people no, that's the thing. People go, oh yeah, but it doesn't actually work. It's not an actual truth serum. It's not like people are just going to tell you the truth. Basically is. It's not guaranteed to get them to tell you the truth, but what it does do is it lowers their inhibitions and makes them a lot more likely to say something that they wouldn't normally tell you.
Yeah, but if you're somebody that's
it
used
is
to
a
being
truth
sober
serum.
anyway,
It's just not a on-off truth serum.
So you're saying in the same way that alcohol is a truth serum?
No. It's
None
a
of
lot
it is.
more. It's a lot more like a type of hypnosis. It genuinely is. It's like, did you know when people stare at a fire for long enough, they are more likely to tell you the truth?
Oh,
They
yeah,
don't know why.
That's just some weird instinctual
But
thing
that's the
about
thing,
that.
it's letting your guards down and removing inhibition. So you just say something. And that's
Yeah.
what this drug does. It is a truth serum. It's just like, you can't have a 100% working drug. It's just, it makes it way more likely for them to tell you exactly what you want to fucking tell them to tell you.
Could also just make it way more likely for a number of things as well, like to get something put into them or to change their mind as well.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the Hinken also comes into it.
Yeah.
So the aims and leadership. Oh wait, hold on, no, I went too far. Okay. In addition, Project Artichoke aims to employ certain viruses such as dengue fever as potentially incapacitating agents. So the Russians have it. I don't need to go into that again, I've already mentioned that now. So the aims and leadership, the project was headed by Sidney Gottlieb.
Ooh.
And it began in 1953, technically. Its aim was to develop mind-controlling drugs, etc., etc. It wanted to use similar methods on their own captives and was interested in manipulating foreign leaders with such techniques, devising several schemes to drug Fidel Castro.
Yeah, that was what we were talking about recently, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
So a lot of it came in.
I mean, Fidel Castro, and they were like, yes, how can we get drugs into him? Cigars, or maybe his cookies, or maybe we slip it up his ass, or maybe we get this hot chick to kiss his lips, or
We're going to blow him up.
Yeah. It's like, Jesus, dude, if you're that close, just fucking deal with him.
They had all these different ways of trying to get the LSD into people without them knowing as well, because I think it gave better results from the sounds of it. And then,
because if you start seeing trippy as bullshit and you don't know you're on acid, that's a fucking problem.
wow, I think that's the point, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not really seeing stuff, though, is it? It's more about just kind of making them have a bad trip almost.
Yeah.
Like
almost forcing a bad trip.
Basically. Because then you can, once the mind is broken down, it's malleable then.
Yeah.
And that's what you want, is a malleable mind.
Which again, like, you see how Charles Manson used that, because everyone in Charles Manson's thing was fucking using fucking drugs excessively, you know, dangerously so.
You cannot use drugs dangerously.
Oh, you can if you're Charles Manson.
Yeah. But then they were like, after a bit, I guess they just decided, screw it, because they were just like, you know what? Why don't we just get people in to bang some prostitutes, and then when they're not looking, spray them? Why don't we just do that instead? Operation Midnight Climax.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Which is the best one out of them all.
I mean, it's the best one for the person involved. Yeah. There was a book on...
I don't know if they even get to have sex, though, from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they'll be in any fit state to really.
Yeah.
Depends on the person.
There's a book by, is it Mark Ronson? I think it is a writer who's done loads of like fact-based books. Oh yeah, I know. It's got like a little pouch in front.
Yeah.
It's like it's a kangaroo.
The marsupial of tobacco.
Yeah. What was I saying?
Something about kangaroos.
No, before that.
Tobacco?
No, before that.
I'm not sure.
No.
We're on about the LSD stuff and that, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, Mark Ronson, yeah.
Mark Ronson.
So he
didn't he sing Uptown Funk?
No, that might be the guy. Because there's two Ronsons. There's this Ronson and a different Ronson.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a Bronson as well. So it all gets really fucking.
Oh no, he's a bit more action. For me.
Yeah. No, there's another Bronson on top of that.
The one you believe. Oh, Charles Bronson.
Yeah,
I was going to do him actually today.
Oh yeah.
You got another idea I had doing Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
But I thought, how do you even put it into words, really?
It's a fucking crazy story, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't actually done much, but he's just been in prison forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still there now. Actually, or was he dead?
Have you seen? Oh, actually, pass me the implements of YouTube. The implements of YouTube.
It is still on. You just gotta pop the window up. It's the one, not Chrome, the AVG one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I've got to turn it on first, don't I?
No, you don't need it. That's what I'm saying. It's already on.
Oh, okay.
It's minimised. I figured out you can just leave it on and then just minimise the actual thing and it goes off and on.
Ah. Right.
Learning the shit, man, is how you do this thing. But I mean, Midnight Climax for me would probably be the worst one. To suddenly, you think you're having a good time. You've earned your hard-earned money. You've worked for that. You've bled for it.
Yeah.
And now what do you got to do? You got to endure a bad trip while you're just trying to get your rocks off.
Yeah.
That's what I used to say back then.
Right, this is brilliant.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I was literally watching some of this the other day, actually. Boys did John Hardy after his breakup. Okay, yeah. Charles Bronson. That's where I got a boy from.
Yeah.
On a breakup.
But my relationship with Charlie grew from phone calls. I remember he first called me up. He used to leave message after message on my answer about 3 years ago. He left a message on, God, fucking hell, Tom, it's easy to get older. Fucking Santa Claus than you are. At the new son. He goes, oh, well, everybody wants you. I'll call again. And he called us like, beep, message 18. And eventually he goes, yeah, I pick up the phone at 6 o'clock. He goes, oh, gotcha. I fucking got you, ain't I? I said, Charlie. He goes, hello, mate. How you doing? I go, I'm good. He goes, what's going on? And I thought, and I'd just split up with my girlfriend at the time. And I thought, oh, well, do you know what? I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to fucking tell him straight because, break the ice. I'm in a bit of a bad way at the moment. He goes, oh, yeah, what's the matter? I go, yeah, I said, I'm just not, I'm just not comfortable. I'm saying goodbye to somebody that that I really love, and I'm not happy. I'm not in a good space, and do you know what I mean? I can't be with a woman, and yet I can't be without one. And I realised that I probably have a relationship with my mother. Do you know what I mean? That is infused, infiltrated all my relationships with women. I always find myself stuck in a triangle that I'm trying to break this pattern, and it's really painful. And it's like therapy 101. Charlie Bronson, the first time he ever spoke to me, I find myself repeating the same pattern, expecting a different outcome, the insanity, and I just need releasing from this, I gotta release myself, I gotta do the work on it, I don't know how to, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, right, he goes, Tom, well, yeah, he goes, do you remember the floods? When Oxford, he goes, yeah, the floods, do you remember the floods? So, yeah. He goes, do you remember that boy who got his foot stuck in a grate and the river kept rising? And he kept rising, and he kept rising, and eventually they tried to get him out, but he drowned. Yeah. He goes, well, that wouldn't have happened to me. Right. He goes, do you want to know why? I went, yeah, sure. He goes, because I'd have said, cut it off. Nah. Tom, what I'm trying to say is, right? What I'm trying to say is, son, is sometimes, you've got to cut a little piece of yourself off, no matter how much it hurts, in order to grow, in order to move on. Do you know what I mean? What are you having for your tea? I went, I'm having a steak. He goes, Oh, you cunt. He goes, I fucking love a steak, mate. What's going on outside your window? And I was like, fucking hell, this guy is dope.
This guy is dope.
Okay, now that film, man. That that film, man. It's a good one. I can't remember. I was a long time ago that I watched it.
Yeah.
Because I was quite long. I thought one of the earliest ones, weren't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Have you seen go back onto YouTube?
I shall.
I don't know if you've seen it already, but it needs to be put on. Just put in Kamala Harris.
Oh, is this her doing accents?
No.
Alright, then what's yours?
Just put AI. Let me see if it comes up. It should do. It's oh, you might need to put a space in Kamala Harris. Well, it might not make a difference, but
It's frozen.
yeah, it's taking a bit of time. Go down a bit. Oh, there you go. Okay, go a bit down. It's that one there, the Elon Musk one. Oh, it's the news, though, isn't it? I tell you what, come on, AI, and just put in Elon Musk next to it in the search ring. Put Elon. Hey.
AI altered Harris campaign ad.
Oh, I think that might be at the top. I think that might show it actually. It's got the video call, hopefully.
A manipulated video shared by Elon Musk on his social media platform X. The AI-altered video mimics Vice President Harris's voice using many of the same visuals as a real ad that
Yeah.
learns about AI in politics.
Specify that it. Go into another version of it.
Yeah.
On there.
They must have scrubbed it.
No, it'll be on the top. There'll be bits of it at the top somewhere. Look, click that one. Just try the Fox News one. That one there. They showed it on these things, like a lot of them. You just gotta look for the ones that. You click on a couple, I should be able to find it.
Oh, they got the original versus fake there.
I don't know how to do that. It's like it's a. It's silly if they have completely gotten rid of it already. It's annoying when they do that kind of shit.
Titled We Choose Freedom, which focused on her key campaign themes and proposals. The original video garnered 22 million views, whereas the fake that was reshared by Musk has accumulated 129 million views and counting. The AI-altered video, which was originally shared by ex-user Mr. Reagan, was captioned as a parody, while Musk's reshare did not have any disclaimer. Many have come out saying that Musk's post was in violation of X's policies that prohibits synthetic, manipulated, or out-of-context media that may deceive or confuse people and lead to harm. California Governor Gavin Newsom also responded, stating that manipulating voices
AI is kind of a fancy thing, seems to be the quote now when you look for it.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
They've cleared it, mate. They've got rid of it.
Wow, that's just crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's just stupid.
Like, we like to think that we have access to all of the information, but we just don't.
Not on these, on YouTube.
Yeah, on
shit.
YouTube.
You can't get to it probably.
It's just crazy though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Like to think that we've searched very specifically, and all we can get is people talking about it. We can't get the original video.
stupid. It makes people want to see it more
That's
as well.
That's full blown propaganda. That's what that is. You're not allowed to watch it.
Well,
It's verboten.
Straight up fucking taking away, like, not freedom. Well, yeah, it's freedom of speech. Like, it's just taking it away completely.
Yeah, it's like I can understand the context. I still want to see it. I want to know what the context is about.
Going full on Mr. Beast, man. Yeah. That's what they're doing. That's a Mr. Beast way of dealing with stuff nowadays. You go on, you just you ban everything, and you get stuff taken off. You send people cease and desist letters. That's the Mr. Beast way of dealing with things.
I mean, it seems to be the way of dealing with things for most fucking influencers of any fucking kind. Just ignore the thing that you did and keep going. And it's just keep going and just keep going.
I mean, Mr. Beast is still trying to kind of just like, hide the fact that he's done anything, really. Just kind of, it's like you imagine like a kid like just hiding under a blanket, just being like, la la.
Yeah, but the thing is, they hide it for as long as they possibly can.
Noises, you can't hear me.
Yeah, then they admit that they did it, but then they pull the fucking Dr. Disrespect kind of thing, where it's like, oh, actually, it was nowhere near as bad as people say it was, and everything's actually fine, and don't worry about it. And it's like there was that fucking Miranda Sings fucking woman as well, who was basically down for the exact same shit, and she came out and she did a song to sort of basically say, oh, I'm really sorry, but actually I'm not that bad, because in context everything's fine. It's like, that is the worst fucking thing you could have said.
I think that I saw that on like a breakdown of like the worst apologies on YouTube or something.
Yeah, it was awful.
Which is just kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as the whole Logan Paul, like, still once again now is suing Coffeezilla. You know that person? Like, he said about it doing it before, but then he was like, he wasn't going to. Come out saying like a whole thing about how good it was what Coffeezilla did, and he did the right thing, and wanted to thank him for what he did.
Yeah.
And now suddenly decided, oh, you know what, I'm going to sue him now.
I'm going to sue him though, because, you know, I need the money.
I've decided, he put a whole thing in the lawsuit that he realised now how important it is, you know, for people to be held accountable. And he's like, Copperzilla's like, you know, so basically he's suing me. He wants to hold me accountable for holding him accountable.
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
The stuff in particular that he's actually suing him for, I'm trying to remember what it actually was now, the particular posts. One of them was something about, you can, you know, you're saying all this stuff, but one thing you can't do is pay them back for a scam or something like that. You know, referring to it as a scam and all that.
Because it is a scam. What he did was a scam.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's just a debate, isn't it? For me, the idea that like just even stuff that you put on Facebook can be counted as like libel and go to court and all that.
The thing is,
that doesn't make sense to me.
It's not necessarily about that. It's about the fact that he advertised stuff that was doable on a product that wasn't doable on the product. Like, it was all to do with like egg stuff and things like that. And
well, I mean the whole like Coffeezilla thing anyway that I'm talking about.
Right.
That lawsuit.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, the Crypto Zoo thing, it wasn't kind of that, because he was supposed to always develop the stuff. That was the whole idea.
They never did though.
They never did though. Yeah, that's the thing.
And they all fucking sold all their fucking things and banked loads of money and left.
Yeah, they've now like...
That is a pump and dump. That is a type of scam.
They've taken their money out of it now, apparently. Yeah. But it's like, well, how would we even know at this point? Like, realistically? Like, how would anybody know any of that stuff now?
Well, there's paper trails.
For crypto, though. I don't know how much the paper trail would be for crypto, though, at the same time.
It's hard to say,
Yeah, like...
there definitely was a huge amount of investment taken in, and then a huge amount of investment taken out.
For the platform, though, there's definitely that'll be easy enough to track and all that, you know. But there's no really debate anyway. Like, you know, apparently he's trying to like pay some of the stuff back to different people, but like apparently the particular ones he's on about paying back are like the tiny portion of people.
Well, yeah. It's all well and good to pay back a tiny portion, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like...
I made all the money, but don't worry about it. There were lots of things that happened like that. It's like there's CoffeeZilla did a whole thing with a bunch of guys who were doing a fucking NFT computer game, which was just literally a fucking Unreal Engine like test demo that they'd stuck some stuff in that were related to NFTs that you could purchase, and it was just awful. It was just such a fucking shitty game, let alone it being full of NFT bollocks.
What game?
I can't remember.
Not a particular game in general then?
It was like para something.
What was the thing you said originally? What was
CoffeeZilla?
Oh, so this is a CoffeeZilla thing?
Yeah, it was a CoffeeZilla thing that he was taking.
Oh,
him
okay.
down. He's done loads. He's very, very good at what he does. And like there's no way that Logan Paul's going to be able to take him down because all of his stuff was very well researched and, more importantly, was factual.
Yeah, his stuff is very well researched, to be fair. That's one thing I've got from it all. A lot of that's one thing that is quite interesting, listening to a lot of the lawyer people.
Yeah.
Hearing a lot, in general, not even just that stuff, like all the different things. The YouTube stuff is in general very interesting, especially all the beef and all that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Legal Eagle?
Yeah, that's one of the main ones I started watching.
So fucking good, man. Like I watched his show because he did a breakdown of various other shows and how well they've done their sort of courtroom scenes and stuff. And I used that as like a template to make a good courtroom scene in post-apocalyptic Metal Treehouse. So I was quite happy with that. You know.
Yeah. I remember one in particular when he was on about films, like in the same kind of sense. I remember him talking a lot about how realistic they are and stuff, and and if they actually like the amount of people that in court shows or films will walk up to the whatever it's called, up to the dock. When they walk up to the dock, like up to the judge and stuff.
It's like you're not allowed to do that.
No, you can't do that at all.
No, you have to stand in a very specific space.
Like when you really see like how like a lot of the court stuff works, man, like it's such bullshit.
And a lot of the times they're like, "Oh, but we've got this surprise witness." It's like you'd never be allowed to do that unless it was agreed with by the judge first. You have to do something called discovery.
Discovery, they have to be able to see all the
all the evidence that you're going to be bringing to court.
You could bring last minute stuff in, but they'd have to be aware of it first as well, and they'd have to like prepare
and they have
for
to vet it as well. They have to be like, "Okay, well, we're going to allow this. All right, we're going to allow that in." Or the judge has to step in and say, like, we're allowing this evidence because it is important, you know.
And a lot of the time, it's very hard to get a lot of stuff, like, included. Realistically, you should just kind of include everything a lot of the time. But then you got, like, the whole debate, like, it's hard to have one rule that fits everything. That's the issue, though, isn't it? Like,
well, the judicial system in general is a fucking pain in the arse.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, yeah. Technical term.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
Pain in the arse.
Yeah. When you go to prison, you definitely do get a pain in the ass.
That's true.
Depending on what you've done.
That's true.
Or unless you've gone to like an Epstein part, and you're well, not an Epstein part. What would the prostitution thing be called in a prison? I imagine there's got to be one.
There's got to be one, yeah.
Like obviously a male prostitution.
Yeah, it's going to be ladyboys.
At
the very best.
The very best, yeah. Well, no, I mean that's definitely like. The only people that would be in prison would be whatever it is, the XY or XX. Is XY easier for guys?
XY is men, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That's how prison should work.
Yeah.
You got the XYs over there, the XX is over there.
Yeah.
Whatever you got sloshing about, doesn't matter. It's about Albert
whatever's out there sloshing.
Whatever. Do you think? Or chop off your ting? Whatever ting you like to do or don't like to do.
Give me that ting.
Exactly.
Ting ting. Yeah.
I saw that there was something in Malaysia where two guys were was it arrested? No, they were sued for two of the dudes kissing on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Illegal in Malaysia.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
This is the most like. That's the worst thing they got to worry about. Two dudes kissing.
Yeah. For real. Like, if that's the thing you're majorly worried about, you've probably got other shit that's more important to deal with. Especially you, Malaysia. You know what I'm talking about. That fried rice, it's good, but I want to see less scraps.
I'm not really. I don't ever think of like Eastern Asian food and think like, oh yeah, I'm going to get some Malaysian food.
Malaysian
That's what you
fried
want.
rice. You never had that from a Chinese. Malaysian spicy fried rice. It's good, but they
Shouldn't be
do
getting that from a
literally.
Chinese, though, should ya?
What?
Like, it's Malaysian food. It's not Chinese food.
Well, it depends on the the thing. Like the Chinese restaurants tend to be like they all do Chinese food, but they all do variations of it based on whether they're like Cantonese or like Malaysian based food or all this kind of stuff around there as well.
Pretty much just Eastern Asian food, anything.
Sort of.
And
I mean, most of the stuff we eat in fucking restaurants here is nowhere near like normal Chinese cuisine. It's just stuff that's been made for the West and that's vaguely based on what they.
Oh
used
yeah,
to do.
Chinese cuisine is like cooked dog. Rabbit ears.
There was a place.
Rabbit
when I
ears.
was in-
They're big on them.
Yeah. There was a place where I was in Stoke.
Squid testicles, I heard, is another delicacy.
Nice.
Mm.
When I was in Stoke in my second year, there
What, they
was
had
a
dogs?
Chinese restaurant literally just like 3 doors down.
Do they have bat wings?
No, they didn't. But they were a proper Chinese restaurant, like a traditional style Chinese restaurant. So they had like the traditional, like good foods that they do, but the traditional Chinese foods. And it was always in giant quantities as well. And they had...
Well, yeah, Chinese should be, man. Like Indian is like the Indian, man. That's giant portions.
Yeah. They had this really spicy beef stuff. Now, the first time I went in, this chili beef, it was really good, and it wasn't that spicy. And I was like, oh, this is fantastic. And they're like, oh, is it too spicy? I was like, no, it's fine, it's fine. Second time I went in, bastards got me. Bastards got me, because I was like, oh, I'm going to have that chili beef again. That was delicious. And like, oh, yeah, chili beef, yeah. And then,
chili beef?
And then, literally, I took one bite, and I was like, fuck me, that's hot. What the fuck have they done?
Maybe they just didn't get you properly before, or
Yeah.
they wanted to make sure you were spiced out.
One of the
white
only-
boy can't be eating our food.
Yeah.
We must take him
and get
take
him
his
the fuck
water
out. Yeah.
and throw it in his face. I'll throw it in his face.
Jesus. That's a terrible one.
This is it's like the food. It's an amalgamation of all the accents.
Of course, yeah.
All of them.
All of them.
This is East
So you
Asia.
can't have a problem with it because it's from everywhere.
This is it's a very inclusive accent. It's from all over the world.
Yeah.
I was listening back to my stuff and I was like, man, that's a strong Nigerian accent, that is.
Yeah.
Like whoever that dude was that came in the middle of the podcast
Yeah.
and was talking through me. Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, you had your professional sounding ones, cool, yeah, but mine was just like another level. It was like a
It's
Nigerian.
like being in the room with the person.
It was like he took over my body for a bit.
Yeah. You were possessed by a Nigerian man.
Ula tanda.
Which is unusual for, a white guy and a black guy. Normally it's the other way around,
I went a bit Michael Jackson, to be honest. I almost did some musical conspiracy theories today, and one of the main ones was that Michael Jackson, during a Pepsi advert, he had his headset on fire. I don't know if you knew this. This is a real thing. And the idea was after that, he was actually, like, they had interviews where they were actually interviewing the real Michael Jackson, which was this guy that Michael Jackson was apparently friends with, that was set on fire as a kid by his dad.
Right.
But this is actually Michael Jackson.
Right.
And when he's performing in that, he has like different noses that he puts on, different heads, masks and that. Yeah. Which is why, like, every now and then you look at his nose and certain things, it's like his nose is crumpled and bent.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's got the mask a bit fucked up there.
So it's an
Lent on
actual
his-
full-blown mask.
It's like Leatherface, I think.
Oh, that's fucked.
Just with a lot of a lot more makeup, a lot more care.
Yeah. No, he's ignorant.
Like Akon.
That's my real face. That's ignorant.
Akon had a whole story
You're
about meeting him,
ignorant.
and he was in costume.
You're so ignorant.
But then apparently the whole thing was just like, it went on to let me know that the whole conspiracy was based on bull.
Oh,
And even
right.
the Akon stuff was a lie. Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Way to spoil it.
Yeah, it probably just spoiled it, man. I was like, okay, well, that's killed it for me
Yeah,
now.
I
then.
was enjoying this, but now my reality is ruined. Thank you so much.
My reality was made better, I guess.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Maybe.
like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that my reality was
Was
normalised.
less fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was made proper. Like, I want to live in a dream world, man.
Yeah.
It's more fun. Or a nightmare world, I guess, maybe. Oh, man, I should show you the
Okay.
thing from down the road.
Okay. Yes. Yes, indeedly doodles.
The fucking violence just down the road, man.
Violence.
Yesterday, put in. Actually, just give me the fucking.
I will give you the fucking keyboard.
Oh.
That fell over.
Oh, damn. Actually, I'm just going to look at the history. It's easier.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easy.
I won't show like the whole video. I was walking up there earlier past the pub.
Things are get brighter.
I was walking past the pub and they were just outside, like chatting to news people.
No.
Oh, I didn't realise they were news people. I just there people with cameras and shit, but I just assumed it was like some politicians or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was news people.
Fucking GB News. Jesus.
Hi, mate. Good morning.
There were protesters turned up in Birmingham. Now, according to Jess Phillips, they were made to do this.
This is just down the road by Highland.
Oh yeah, I know that
The
roundabout.
far right apparently goaded them and agitated them to coming out and having a row, and they obviously thought they would, and they took over this roundabout.
The way she talks about some of it, they were like, she just make a point about how like they're all there doing all this stuff, and yet nobody is out stopping them. He's never doing any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Any of the stuff you see in a minute.
This is literally like in the middle of fucking, you know.
Identity in this country. Have a look at this as well.
Community leaders have been speaking.
Sorry, it's just that it reminded me of like behaviour you'd see literally in the middle of the Middle East, and I hate to say that.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But that's not how we do shit in Britain. You don't fucking slam around the place, skidding around the fucking place, acting like a hooligan, gonna get.
Well, yeah. Let's not pretend that these are the first ones that started.
No, it's not.
To, like,
this is a response to all the other stuff.
Far right ones, yeah.
Because the far right guys are just as fucking bad, but. It's like
at the moment, worse.
Yeah, we shouldn't be doing any of this, guys. This is not what Britain does. Don't fucking do it.
I don't know what we're trying to make out of Britain's like any better than anywhere else.
But the thing is, it's not. Yeah, I suppose you're right. I suppose you're right.
No, we're not any better than
anywhere else. But it feels like protests have recently just boiled over into violence like every time now.
Because it's not about protests anymore. It's about just emotions boiling over.
Yeah.
Because everybody tries to do the whole keep calm and carry on thing, yes. And it just boils over eventually.
It's fucked up.
In America with like school shootings.
Yeah.
And now, because you've seen it here now with this kind of stuff.
But it looks like fucking, you know, the middle of a fucking, like, full-blown riot, basically. But it's not. I realise it is contained to a certain extent.
Well, not really.
No?
No, like, this is just where it starts.
Oh, right.
This is just another angle of it, and then they're coming up like...
I think, apologies for the language you're hearing, but a sense of the anger, I think you can...
A bunch of people and go up, you know, and do intimidating stuff by them.
Trigger of a gun there, right down the lens of the camera. That's reassuring, isn't it?
And then they went on to this.
She said nonchalantly like that, you know. Like,
yeah.
We just do like the whole fucking. None of it looks good, and it looks like it's not like the actual Free Palestine people as well. A lot of it, it'd be just from the looks of it, chavvy Asian people.
Yeah.
Which have when we were growing up in school. Nobody had a problem with anybody. The only ones that ever made an issue with anybody, like all the different races and stuff, we all got on in the boys' school. Everyone got on like really good. There was none of those racial issues except for the. I'm not just going to say all the Asians either.
No.
It was the chavvy, like ones that like.
Well, the thing is, it's like there's.
Had it installed into.
You've got to
them from
remember,
their parents
there's
as well, you know.
always good people, of every type, every like.
It is giving the Muslims a bad name.
It is,
now.
and it's not good. You shouldn't be doing this. It's just going to cause more issues because now the fucking people who are on the far right who were doing all the rioting to begin with, now they've got an excuse to do it again.
And then you've got
in their minds, at the fucking least.
This one as well. Later on, like I won't share the whole thing, but they're talking to the manager from this pub in a second.
Yeah.
And they try to make it like they're like do you think they're going to come back? I was like, oh, no, they're not going to come back. It wouldn't make sense. It was like, oh, you're letting the pub people know that, you know, like, that they shouldn't go out because they might get targeted. And they're like, what? No. What? What are you on about? Yeah. And he just kind of went off then at that point.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it into a whole nother thing.
Yeah, right.
But it's like, I mean, how, bear in mind how many of these, for we know, could be, what are they called?
Plants.
Essentially, yeah. There's a word for it, I mean, agent provocateurs.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is as well, you got to remember, like, the one thing you can never do when someone is saying you act a certain way is act that exact certain way. You know? Yeah, but if they're saying, like, oh, well, these people are violent, all that kind of stuff, don't just fucking do that. That doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form. And a lot of these people, again, they're not violent. They're not, for the vast majority of them. But it's just... I don't know how to describe it. It's just... Why? Why do exactly the thing that people are scared that people are going to do? You know?
Oh, yeah, you're trying to find logic in it, though, and that's the problem.
I'm not trying to say anything about any particular race, by the way, as well. I want to make that absolutely clear.
I am. I really make much of a point about it right now.
Because, again, all of this is triggered by a bunch of fucking, you know, right-wing fucking mental cases doing a bunch of stupid fucking shit.
I think there's just straight-up stupidity on both sides now. Yeah. It's not just anymore.
This is it, again. My friend was trying to talk to me about it, because he's a right-winger, and he's like... Oh, well, look at this. Don't you look how ridiculous all this is? And I'm like, yeah, it's ridiculous. All of it's ridiculous. Everyone's just pointing a fucking finger at someone else and shouting a word, whether it be woke or Nazi or communist.
This is exactly what fucking happens all the time. It's exactly the same thing that happened with COVID.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking afterwards about who, you know, pointing a finger who's suffering more. And then before that, it was whose fault was it. I mean, with this though, I would say, like, rather than how stupid both sides are being, which is another part of it now, which is going to keep getting worse, is why in the first place.
Yeah.
It's because, like, there's a lot of understandable shit, like the Southport stuff as to why it got a lot of the immigration people really wild up, is because that person wouldn't be here without immigration, is the whole idea.
Yeah, but...
Even though it's not him, it's his parents.
Yeah, and again, once someone's been in this country that time, then that's our problem, it's not the other country's problem.
But it still doesn't change the fact that he wouldn't have been here without such open... And I didn't realise there was a full-on, like, open thing for adults, just like adult males just come in without background checks and stuff. Like, there's far too much openness.
That doesn't sound right.
But it's kind of what's there, though, man. Like... But bear in mind, like, what kind of background checks can you really do anyway? Well, depending on where they're coming from, you know, if they're coming from Palestine or... What could you do then?
The thing is, I do feel bad in a lot of ways, because, again, like, a lot of the wars that have destabilised the countries where these people come from have been set in place by the West and Russia. And Russia, sure as shit, aren't letting any fucking people in. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of them aren't displaced by that. I mean, unless you're counting, like, the Palestine as well still.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other places they could go to as well.
No, but there's also Syria. That was another fucking fighting area. There's lots of Syrian refugees still.
Yeah.
You know, there's loads of stuff going on where there's just people who've been completely fucked, partly because of our fucking actions, and then we just go, nah. And I understand why we have to go, nah, because we don't actually have the money to deal with this shit.
We shouldn't be doing all that stuff in the first place, so that's another part of it.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't be intervening in everyone else's stuff all the time.
The problem is, though, the theory is,
for our own country.
The theory is, and it was said by...
That's where all this anger comes from, though. It's like all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because the country has gone to crap.
Christopher Hitchens said...
And it's an overpopulation problem. I think that is the main issue. Yeah. I really do.
Christopher Hitchens said at one point in a speech, he was like...
wasn't he the guy who was in all the drag queen? Oh, no,
he was in all the debates. Yeah.
Christopher Biggins, that's what I'm thinking of. Sorry.
Yeah, he did all the debates, did old Christopher Hitchens. And,
he's not the same person.
He was talking about America, and he's like, people say that America are the world police, and well, they should be, and you should be glad of it. And he's like, because we've seen what other world polices have looked like. We've seen the British Empire. We've seen the...
Would I got a problem with that?
No, we weren't good.
Oh,
no. We've seen the French
empires,
the Ottoman empires, and they have all mainly been sort of built on fear and attack and death and things like that. And you step out of line, you're fucked. America does not do that to the same extent. They definitely do that in certain situations.
They do quietly.
But for the most part, they try and give people money, all this kind of stuff. And also, they do try to be an overall positive impact of change. They try and create freedom and things like this. And they also are big enough to stand up to the bullies who normally would try and make those kinds of empires again. And he makes a pretty good point. I mean,
except for themselves.
Well, yeah.
And NATO.
Well, NATO's a different thing, though.
Oh.
NATO isn't a single entity. NATO is a group of nations that have come together.
At what point does a group of
fighting
nations
defensive
become a
force.
single thing, though?
Again, it's an organisation, an international
Like an order.
organisation, more than a... It's sort of, yeah.
Like a new order.
Sort of.
Like a new world order.
Sort of.
Yeah, okay. That's not the same thing at all, then, okay.
And it's the thing is, NATO is more about defence and, like, offence in areas that are required, you know, to have extra support. If a nation can't defend themselves necessarily, NATO can step in and help save them.
Unless they've annoyed him at the Bilderberg meetings. Or the, is it what, isn't it Bilderberg?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm getting the name wrong, gone on.
You
know what about.
I know who you mean.
Bohemian Grove stuff.
Yeah.
That's the name of the retreat and all that. Because I don't think they actually go to Bohemian Grove now.
No, they don't.
No, they go
because they know that that's like an open secret.
Yeah, it's been.
So they do fake shit there now, if anything, just to throw people off the trail.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing they do all that stuff. Like, they don't care about all like the civil unrest. They hire up people. They literally don't. It'd be interesting to see what this new government do about this. Apparently they've been talking like back to the UK stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been having like Cuba meetings about things and talking about special police. But this was really strange. I saw this like only like half an hour before you came, and I saw that first bit and I was like, oh god. I was trying to figure out where it was. It was only afterwards and I saw this next bit and I realised then where that other bit was. So that other bit was near to here, like about 15-minute walk, maybe 20-minute walk. This is up the road. It's where I went to get breakfast earlier.
Yeah.
This is the other pub I was going to. It was between this and the Bill and Ball was where I was going to do my gig.
Yeah.
And this is the one I was still going to originally go back and hire their function room eventually.
Yeah.
But this was the pub that they went down to
Clumsy
stuff earlier. I showed you.
And they were waving Palestinian flags. Of course, that has to get involved into the mix. And they attacked a man. A quick warning here. This clip contains some very violent images that some of you may find distressing.
I wouldn't say it's as violent as they make out, but it looks like more as the camera goes away and as more people come in. Like at first, they don't actually seem to be wanting to do anything to him. It seems like that he went out and kind of provoked them because the manager said that basically when they heard that the march was coming up towards them, up that way, they, got everybody in and like closed all the doors and stuff. And when this, at some point either before this or after this, they started barricading all the doors and stuff. Yeah, like this is literally up the fucking road there, man. This is the craziness about it all now.
Fucking hell.
So that guy had gone out into the beer garden on his own and was just stood there in his t-shirt, and he was slightly sort of going, come on, then if you think you're hard enough, but he was clearly not involved. He's not there politically. He'd obviously just wandered out having a pint. So let's go now to Charlie Peters, who's at that pub in Birmingham. Good morning, Charlie. First of all, do we know the condition of that victim?
Yeah, he was fine, that guy.
Yeah.
Apparently. So it couldn't have been that much,
No.
But it did look like a few of them were trying to stop anything like that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, there's going to be ones in the group that make it worse. There's always going to be. And that's kind of what it looked like there.
Yeah.
So how much of it, like I said, there could be otherwise. It sounds conspiratorial, but it's true there's going to be a certain level of, like, agent provocateurs in there too.
Yeah.
There very well could be. But we'll see if there's more of this kind of stuff there now. And if you get into two sides like that, that's just going to go a bad way. That's just literally, it's just fireworks. That's just literally the start of like a civil war.
Yeah, I know it's fireworks. It's just there's a lot of them.
That's normal around here, man. You got to remember you are by the city centre here.
Yeah.
There's actual city here. You're used to this fucking
used to country,
quiet country. Yeah, like there could be like fucking bang though right outside, and you'll be like, ah, and I'll be like, what was there a noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is like Civil War level kind of stuff though, you know, like. That was just a bit close to home, that was though.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
Right up the road, man.
But again, it's like just
near my Chinese.
Everyone needs to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, but that won't happen though.
No,
for a while,
yeah.
because the fucking government need to actually do something, change some shit. The Labour's are in there now. They said they wanted to.
They
change
basically
some
just
stuff.
announced that they're going to do almost exactly the same thing that the Tories were planning on doing now.
I mean, what
they're
a fucking
removing
shock, eh?
like amounts of monies from fucking winter allowances and stuff. And it's like, you specifically said you weren't going to do that. Like, stop being dicks about this. Can we just fucking admit that rich people need to pay a little bit of money extra?
I mean, that is not a bad way to go about it, surely. Back on the what would it be on there?
Pledges.
No, like policies.
Policies.
Why is it zoomed in so much, man? I'm not blind. What's happened here? Ay, ay, ay. No, the house, yeah. I swear last time I did that, I did it the wrong way. Okay, does Labour want to... I know they wanted to rejoin, that was part of it. Oh, no, was that...
No,
Nigel Farage was on about that.
No, Nigel Farage wasn't a fan of that.
What?
Nigel Farage doesn't want to join the EU.
Who was it that... I say he was on about a referendum to rejoin. He was. He said it in his first Parliament speech.
There's no way he would be into being...
Well, I'll have a look in a minute. I swear it was right at the end. We won't get copyrighted for that at least, so... first few weeks. What will it look like? I don't know, I want to know what it looked like. It's done now. Surely, it's already been a few weeks. These are all old fucking things.
Yeah, I don't think it's there. That's
what
all
the
right.
hell?
We'll see what happens.
I'll have to have a look for next time. I'll have a look at that properly.
Yeah.
Like proper research into that. But what was I going to look at then that I mentioned?
Nigel Farage.
That was it, yeah.
EU.
I swear, man, like, it was interesting listening to his first speech and all that, but I swear that was part of it. We can have a look at some clips from Joe Rogan's special. There's got to be a trailer. Oh, you don't see much in a trailer, though. They should put out, like, the first couple of minutes or something, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like they'd moan at us if we put Netflix on. Nigel Farage. Farage himself. See, well, it's not going to be surprising if he starts getting more and more popular now, is it?
No.
He stepped up his security. Fighting back when he's forced to step up his security. I mean, why? When most of the far right, like, wouldn't they be with him?
Don't know.
I mean, as far as his policies go, in regards to immigration, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually... I don't know why I clicked on a random thing then. How to stop the riot. So we have a quick look at this. Do we see Nigel Farage's opinion?
On.
Stop it all. Come on, Nigel. Fix the UK.
Well, it's been a pretty appalling couple of days. Violence on the streets of this country that we haven't seen.
I can't imagine we should get copyrighted for this.
Hopefully not.
I mean, we're trying to spread the word here, Nigel. Help us, you know, we're trying to spread the word for you.
Yeah.
Everybody go on to Nigel Farage and give him a subscribe. You know, I'm sure he wants the subs.
He doesn't need them.
I bet he's got fucking loads. Let's have a look.
I'm sure he's got plenty.
400,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs the subs, definitely. I think I'm not a subscriber, let's just point that out.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm not. I couldn't listen to him talk a lot.
It's been a pretty appalling couple of days. Violence on the streets of this country that we haven't seen for a very long time. Yes, we had the riots in 2011, which were exercises in mass looting, but this is very, very different. Let's be clear. Thugs setting fire to hotels, migrant hotels.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, there was the migrant hotel, like,
yeah.
They were attacking like the migrant hotel, which is probably a big part of. Well, there's just loads of different reasons why, like, the other sides now, like retaliating.
Yeah.
I was about to say maybe that's the reason why, but there's a load of different reasons.
Yeah, there's so many reasons.
Like all the stuff they've been doing and the shit we've been hearing a lot as well. Seeing like, literally,
I mean, feeling like
people trying to walk through and just getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
I saw this guy like doing like interviews through some of the marches and that, and he was talking to some of the people, like, you know, just asking like, you know, what are you here to message to put across? And they're like, do we want blah 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 this way? It's like, okay, what do you mean by that? Just getting some opinions, you know. And one of them was like, oh well, you know, it's not about immigrants, you know, like it's about illegal immigrants. Like yourself, you're an immigrant, obviously. It's like, I'm not an immigrant. I was born in the UK.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Yeah, but you're not English.
Oh.
It's like, what do you mean? It's like, none of us are.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It was funny though, because like, you know, like in his like group that the guy was talking, there was a black guy in his group, and he was just kind of looking at the guy talking like. These people are so close to each other.
Yeah.
They did that different of opinion about what they're doing.
That's it. People don't understand most of the time what it's about.
That's the kind of thing as well. There is no what it is about.
No.
At the same time, there's
Yeah.
many different things that it's about.
But there's quite often like there's
different
a
thing for each
bunch
person.
of this is what happens with like a bunch of really racist, shitty people. We'll see a bunch of other people rioting, you know, sort of protesting about something that they don't like as well, and they're like, "Oh, that means that everyone agrees with me on everything."
Yeah,
then."
yeah.
And it's like, no, they don't, motherfucker.
'Cause that's the thing. Like, as soon as the rioting about immigration went away from Southport,
Yeah.
I was fine with it then.
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue with it, because the fact it was in Southport, that was just stupid.
Yeah.
That they go and started doing stuff to the mosque in the area, and it's like, yeah, the guy was probably fucking Christian, if anything, you idiots.
Yeah.
Fucking Rwandan, that's Christian.
Yeah.
Fucking Africa. Fucking idiots, man. But like that, you know, like that was stupid. That was probably more the racist people. And then you see a lot of the immigration points from it. I understand that anger.
Yeah.
Because of the population issue in the country is the reason why everything's, you know, people haven't got houses.
Yeah.
There isn't money going around. There isn't etc. Everything's more expensive. And that's obviously just by people coming in. And probably us having too many babies too.
Probably, yeah.
Us that are here
There's
already.
just too many people in the world. There's like,
yeah, but
there's
we're
not a
focused on
finite
Britain, then,
space.
though.
Yeah, there's a finite space in the world though, let alone Britain, and it's
There's plenty of resources for the world, essentially. Though when they break it down, if they stop like cutting the trees down, maybe, you know.
No, because you still need to make the stuff. It's
food and stuff, you know.
There's not an
essential.
infinite amount of space. There's not an infinite amount of.
Nah, but you could fit the population into Texas, though. Remember?
Yeah, but then it would be still cramped.
Yeah, it'd be cramped, but it's
yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
Like one state. I know it's the biggest state, probably one of the biggest states.
Yeah.
And that's the whole world, you know.
Yeah.
We just got to figure out how to build some more rafts that can sustain a building.
The thing is, you've
We
also
should
got to
build
allow enough
giant
space for the Earth to be the Earth as well, and to have
Yeah.
like all of this empty space. And we're rapidly running out of the empty space, or the space where everything else lives. You know.
The documentary we mentioned last time, Waterworld.
Yeah.
That's what we should do.
Yeah, we should do that.
The fucking
It's a proper good idea. Just melt the icebergs.
There's a fucking iceberg. The biggest iceberg right now is spinning in place.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know what. They don't know why. It should be going along this current apparently.
But it's just sat there.
It's just spinning in place.
Weird.
They just don't know. The biggest one apparently. No, I read that and I was like, yeah, maybe the world is flat.
Maybe. No.
These people probably think it is.
Yeah, probably. So what's he got to say?
Oh,
What's
yeah,
he got
yeah.
to say?
To say, yeah, we got fucking stupid people or racist people, and then you
Yeah.
got religious people. A lot of them definitely
Yeah.
think the earth is flat.
Yeah.
With people in them is just wrong at every level.
like how you could still
I
go
understand the
far.
frustrations, I understand the anger that is felt by huge numbers of people, but we do not support, I do not support street protest, violence or thuggery in any way. And that's why for 30 years...
It's funny hearing you say thuggery, like, you know, like he's one of them.
But street
I thought-
protest in general, so people can never protest on the street.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
But we do not support, I do not support street protest, violence or thuggery in any way. And that's why for 30 years, I fought elections because I believe that democracy is the peaceful way to solve problems.
Actually, yeah, that's more like a Jeremy Corbyn move, isn't it, to be fair?
What?
Like protesting and going out on the street.
Yeah, Jeremy Corbyn would be straight up with that.
Yeah. Nigel Farage is more about sitting in a
room with a bunch of business mates.
Yeah. Used to be the European people, now it's the English again.
Yeah.
And as for the Tommy Robinsons and those that genuinely do stir up hatred, well, I've never had anything to do with them. In fact, I was the one person above all that got rid of the BNP as an electoral threat. So, as for what is being said by the Anna Soubries of this world, the Andy McDonalds from Labour of this world, the accusation that somehow I'm orchestrating these riots, nothing, but nothing could be further from the truth. We've even got national broadcasters like James O'Brien calling them...
I don't believe he's got anywhere near that swing.
Yeah.
Like, just hearing him talking about the street protests and fuggery.
Yeah, no, he can't just whip people up into a craze. He's Nigel Farage. He's not fucking Hitler.
The Farage riots. What the hell are we on about?
Yeah.
Who's calling them? I mean, I know I don't go on Facebook, and thank God during a lot of this.
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine what it's like.
Yeah.
It must be stressful right now.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you should probably just stay up like me for a bit. It's going to be terrible right now.
Yeah, it's going to be shit.
It's going to be this stuff, but in the virtual space.
It's going to be both directions of it as well. It's just going to be people yelling at each other in fucking page-long paragraphs.
I learned, like, during the comedy stuff that it is just pointless trying to change people's minds.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Comedy gate, that's what I call it.
You can't do it.
Promoter gate, actually. Come on, Farage, fix this country up.
The Farage riots. This is unfair, untrue.
Okay, yeah, stop defending yourself, we get it.
In personal security. All this peace and... Prime Minister has misread this completely and utterly. Just to call out the actions of the far right.
Is this going to be just him just insulting Labour the whole time?
Yeah, it is. It's getting boring.
Yeah, it's not really going to get around too much. Like,
No.
it's going to be like, Labour are fucking this up. And he's like, yeah, you know
And
what?
I'd get it right because I'm Nigel Farage.
I mean, he's probably right though, you know, like that Labour are fucking it up. But he's not going to be right that he would... I don't think he'd do a great job.
No.
I mean, I don't know what you would do right now with this, though, what you would do different. What you actually do, what I'm on about, you actually make a change in some manner. Stop worrying about offending or, you know, like...
I've got to
anyone.
a point where I've started just not giving a fuck. At this point, I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? Just focus on what I can actually do and what I like.
Yeah.
The world's too far gone for someone like me to be able to fix it. It would be like literally trying to turn the Titanic by paddling.
I mean, there's better options out there than Trump and... Well, that's a perfect example right there.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he's the worst of the bunch that's around right now.
No.
Like, we need a bit of strength right now.
Yeah.
But the right kind of strength, though. I don't know... The fact that doesn't matter is because that's America on it. Doesn't matter what.
Yeah, they just like the strongest looking guy, which is weird when it's Donald Trump.
The strongest guy that, you know...
He doesn't look that strong to me.
No, but you only have to have the strength of a finger.
Yeah.
You know, willing
to... be fair, he does...
touch that button.
He does also look like he's like a weeble wobble. He won't fall down. You know what I mean? Like you push him and just... Whoop, whoop.
Oh, I see, yeah. He does, yeah. Like a bobblehead as well.
Yeah.
Got bobblehead characteristics to me.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I'll be honest with you. I'm starting to get real tired. I might have to go soon.
That's fine, man. When you
sorry,
need to.
man.
I've covered a lot of the stuff that I needed to cover in that. It's kind of hard to really go through it anyway.
MK Ultra is such a vast fucking topic, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's also it's all just a lot of
it's just a lot of random experimentation.
Yeah, but we don't know a lot of it. That's the thing, because most of the documentation got like wiped clear.
And we don't know realistically how much of it worked and how much of it didn't. The only people who actually know that are the CIA. They've got plenty of studies that they did. They know the results. You know?
Well, some of them might not now at this point. Like with the people that are in the CIA now compared to back then, Maybe not so much.
Yeah, but they've still got the documentation, and the other thing is that there's lots of control.
Apparently, that's the thing.
Oh.
Most of it, that's
you say, yeah.
I don't know why it was again. Like, probably just worried about it coming out and shit.
I mean, they might have said it got destroyed as well. That's another good CIA move.
I mean, the stuff we've heard about is probably the more chill stuff. You know? Like, I'm sure there was one with, like, you know, MK Moses bed babies on LSD.
Moses bed babies on LSD.
Exactly.
Damn.
Or MK
Jackass.
MK Jackass. MK Animal.
Hey, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and welcome to MK Jackass.
I can't imagine they got very far with the staring a goat thing.
No.
I really cannot imagine that went very far at all.
They did literally have a goat have a heart attack and die when someone was staring at them, but that was literally just statistically, eventually, a goat was gonna die.
Yeah. if you look at a goat long enough, you will look at a goat that dies. Yeah. Even if it's just old age.
Yeah, if you just sit there and keep eating and taking your shits and just staring at that goat, eventually you're going to see a goat die.
Yeah. I mean, every time I look at an animal and it dies in front of me, I assume that it was me looking at it that did it. It happens a lot, though. Probably the bullet that does it. Maybe.
And with that, I think we'll call it for tonight, because I'm losing my esteem.
I'm the one that's had like an hour sleep as well. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I've had the whole work day. God damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 hour, impressive. Anyway.
I know, man.
Right, let's call it quits. So that was Squishy Logic for this week. We hope you enjoyed joining us. We hope you're not one of the people who riot, no matter who you are, no matter what you believe. Don't go smashing other people's shit up just because you fucking feel like you need to. There were pictures of these fucking right-wing twats walking out of Greg's with like armfuls of donuts and shit. It's like, you don't need that. That is not what this is about, and you know.
It's not just the right-wing people now, though. We can't just
no.
It's just kind of everyone now. It'd be interesting to see how it continues.
This is it. It's like everyone just goes, well, we can just riot now, right? That's what we all do now, right? To protest. You just smash shit up.
Yeah, it's like you got Birmingham, which has got one of the bigger like Muslim communities, so naturally they join together and destroy their own city.
Yeah, it's just so
it's exactly the same thing that seems to happen everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a stupid thing.
Yeah.
At least rather than travelling to other places to destroy their city, at least destroy your own place, I guess.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Just why do you never ever focus the shit at the people who actually do the damage? Never.
But then again, that's the thing, though. How do you do that?
Those people are well protected. That's the problem.
Yeah, but maybe for once, though, the actual government should actually try and do something. I mean, we've got a whole new government in there. Maybe they should do some of this change they talked about.
Yeah. Maybe try a different tactic.
Maybe. It's a wild idea. Maybe stop letting everybody into the country willy-nilly because we haven't got enough stuff in the country, full stop.
Yeah,
I mean, kind of how it needs to be for now.
This is another thing where I've decided to just step out of the ring. There's so many people who sort of say, oh, we've got to do this with immigration, got to do that with immigration. I don't know anymore. I'm not smart enough to fix that solution, that problem. So I'm just going to fucking
quite
let
a
it
simple
happen.
thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I always I think we need, like, when people say like the woman in that pub was like, they were asking her about something and she was like, oh, I don't get into politics, mate. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Politics came to your fucking door.
Oh yeah, politics is there. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I know that this is a thing I've got to sort of do, but I don't know what the solution is. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for someone to come up and say, this is the solution, and I can be like, brilliant, I'm voting for that motherfucker.
I think there is only
so
one.
So far, no one's fucking got it right.
I think there is only one solution. It's just everybody's afraid to say that solution.
What's the solution?
We're just going to have to stop immigration for now, that's the thing. Just fucking calm me down, there's too many people.
It doesn't happen.
Chill it out for a little bit.
It won't happen.
You know, once there's a certain amount of people in a nightclub, they don't let any more in until somebody left. One in, one out.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's so many people in the UK and there's so many families that have like 5-6 kids. Even if you don't let people in, it's still going to overpopulate.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, cut it off at some point.
Yeah, but the thing is, how do you solve the solution of that thing in the long term? And the actual solution is inevitable. It's war.
Well, a lot of people...
It's war. War will happen. People will fight each other because there'll be a lack of resources, and countries will go to war. Will blow each other up till there's about...
It doesn't have to be a war, just telling people to get out.
No,
well, not telling people to get out, sorry, just
till there's like
not letting any more
30%
people in.
of them are all gone. And then there's a good amount of resources to go for the remaining 4 billion people.
Huh? What?
There's 7 billion people on Earth.
Oh, we're going to kill those people?
Yeah, they're going to kill, like, say, 3 billion worth.
Oh, okay, I see.
So there's going to be a reasonable amount of survivability afterwards, but a lot of people are going to die. That's just what's going to happen.
I mean, I don't think that has to happen like that.
Oh, it does have to happen.
Even that
unless we can go to Mars in big enough quantities that we can start, like, truly doing that shit, which we can't yet. There will be a big, big war.
Well, yeah, we said about that, but that doesn't have to be the case just because of the population, though. Like,
it's not just population. There's all sorts.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
there's all sorts.
With like this, though, this is what it's all about right now with like immigration and stuff.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be wars from this per se, but there's just going to be wars anyway.
Yeah,
there always is.
Yeah,
but you know, it doesn't have to be all fucking.
This is going to be a big
poo-poo.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one though. It's a big one.
Oh, you know, compared to what? We don't know. We haven't lived through another
compared
one.
to all the other ones we've had.
Yeah, but it's going to be 40 completely different ways anyway.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Like cyber shit more than anything.
Cyber shit and
we've already had a lot of that.
And
they're trying to say we haven't still, in my opinion.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Squishy Logic for this week. Thanks guys for watching. There's always Post-Apocalyptic Metal Treehouse, which you heard a little bit of at the start of this stream. That's always great for me if you guys can listen to that. I've got 5 episodes. There's 2 episodes in the barrel ready to record, and then I've got 2 more episodes after that, and then the season's done. At which point I'll be doing the animated version of at least 1 full episode. That is the ultimate goal for next year, is to try and get at least a few of these the animation sketches done, so that I can show it to someone and say, "Give me money, make series." Yeah. So there we go.
Cool. And yeah, just keep an eye out on the KD comedy stuff. We've got a few new things I'm planning to do, but yeah, you know how it is.
Fun
keep it on.
And interesting plans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
We'll see.
If we're all alive.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks guys. Always be logical.
And keep yourself squishy, because if you're small and squishy, it hurts less when you get hit by things.
That's true. That's logical.
Look after yourself.
Peace.